targeted using Articles 21(1)(b) and 21(1)(c), which uphold freedom of religion, thought and conscience, Articles 26, which protects cultural and religious practices, and that public schools must remain neutral. In short, the plaintiff contends that constitutional freedoms cannot be set aside simply because a public school prefers a particular religious tradition. But the state sees it differently. Representing Wesley Girls Senior High School and the GES, the Attorney General argues that the school's Methodist foundation is not incidental. It's integral, and hence its rules, he says, must reflect that heritage. He also argues that faith-based schools must retain autonomy and that the restrictions are not arbitrary. And according to the Attorney General, compelling the school to abandon these rules would dilute its distinct religious mission. At its core, the case forces Ghana to confront a delicate constitutional puzzle. Can a faith-based public school enforce religiously inspired rules if those rules conflict with students' freedoms? Well, critics of the Attorney General's argument insist that once a school accepts public funding and authority, it must place constitutional rights above denominational doctrine. Others argue that faith-based schools have the right to maintain their identity even within the public system. While in the end, the Supreme Court's verdict, whenever it may come, may reshape the landscape of religious expression in Ghana's public school and redefine how faith and constitutional rights coexist within educational institutions. Judith Brown, TV3 News.
And that was an explainer by my colleague Judith Brown. Now to some other stories. Lead convener of the Agronifame protest, Apostle Abraham Lincoln Labi, says protesters are ready to return to the streets if the presidency fails to act on their petition demanding the removal of the special prosecutor. He argues that the special prosecutor has shown bad faith and has not met any expectation in key corruption cases, including failing to submit dockets requested by the Attorney General.
To me, it was successful because it was a one-man demonstration, and I was able to present my petition to the president. So I think a mission has been accomplished. Now, why don't you come out and organize a press conference that I saw this person go? My intel tells me that this person is leaving the country. So, look, I tried all the best, but whatever didn't work for me. I tell you, even if he come out to make that statement, he will be vindicated today. But you kept quiet, you didn't talk about all these things. Today that you want to defend yourself, you are talking about it. How can we believe you? So are you ready to fight corruption? Are you ready to help us?
Okay,
for that matter, he needs to be, he should write a resignation letter today.
Okay,
If I happen to be, I'll write a resignation letter today. 2 months, 3 months, we don't hear anything. We'll hit the street. I will hit the street again.
Lead convener of the Agronifame protest, Apostle Abraham Lincoln Labi, there. Now, a crisis is quietly unfolding with more mothers and newborns dying in hospitals and homes across the country. Often these deaths result from complications that could have been prevented. Health experts are therefore calling for swift action to save mothers and children. Ghana continues to battle high maternal and perinatal mortality. This is driven by preventable complications like hemorrhage, hypertension, infections, and limited access to timely emergency obstetric care. Despite progress, these preventable complications continue to claim the lives of mothers and their babies. Between 2022 and 2024, more than 2,000 maternal deaths were recorded, raising alarm for immediate action. Dr. Kennedy Brightson is the director of the Family Health Division at the Ghana Health Service.
What the raw data says is that over 800 able-bodied Ghanaian pregnant women walk into our labor wards to deliver, and they lose their lives. So this is worrying. In 2022, it was about 806. Up to 2024, last year, the difference has not been too significant. It's still above 800. And we are saying that, yes, Ghana has seen this challenge, and part of the effort to combat this menace is to produce more midwives and more doctors, more specialists in the field of maternal health.
That's our morning news here for you this morning. For more news, please check our website at 3news.com. I am Enyuna Malika. Stay tuned. Business is right up. It's now time for business news here on Sunrise 92.7. Coming up this morning, Ghana Revenue Authority confiscate uncustomed goods with tax value of 3.6 billion cedis in crackdown at Tema and Appiah.
Devices that we fix on these trucks to monitor their movement through Ghana to the destinations were tampered with.
Also, 127th Monetary Policy Committee meetings concludes today as the Bank of Ghana prepares to announce key policy rate decision. Also, professional services firm Deloitte flags Bank of Ghana's 10% non-performing loans target as highly ambitious despite improvement in the banking sector assets quality. Details of these and other stories, please stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. Now to a first story. The Ghana Revenue Authority, in a joint operation with the National Security, successfully intercepted and confiscated uncustomed goods with an approximate tax value of 3.6 million cedis across Tema and Appiah enclaves on November 22, 2025. According to the Acting Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Anthony Kwesi Sapon, the decisive action underscores the authority's commitment to combating smuggling and safeguarding national revenue streams while protecting legitimate businesses.
The operation, led by the Customs Division of the GRA, resulted in the seizure of 4 trucks at a warehouse in Tema. These trucks were illegally carrying over 9,000 jerrycans of cooking oil, which had evaded import duties valued at 1.9 million cedis.
Falsely declared as transit goods using Burkina Faso as their destination, but in reality, they were diverted into a warehouse in the Tema enclave. Transit goods do not attract payment of duties, and that's why we believe these goods were falsely described as such. Devices that we fixed on these trucks to monitor their movement through Ghana to the destinations were tampered with.
A similar vigilance was exercised at the Appiah Collection Enclave, where the joint team intercepted multiple trucks also suspected of carrying uncustomed goods. The impounded items were diverse, including large quantities of rice, sugar, tomato paste, beverages, textiles, and clothes.
Either misclassified or undervalued as far as duties were concerned. Here again, the estimated duty ranged about 1.7 million Ghana cedis. So if we take a look at these 2 operations alone, through the vigilant actions of the Customs Division, Ghana Revenue Authority, in collaboration with national security and the military, we were able to prevent revenue loss of 3.6 million Ghana cedis.
The GRA warns the clampdown on smuggling and related activities will continue.
Let me emphasize that smuggling kills businesses, takes away job opportunities for our people, and denies the state the necessary revenue. If you smuggle and we arrest you, we will confiscate your goods and you will lose your capital to the state.
And that was a report on the Ghana Revenue Authority confiscating uncustomed goods with tax value of 3.6 million cedis. Now, moving on, the Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana will conclude its 127th bi-monthly meetings today, with a policy rate decision expected later in the day. The announcement was made by the chairman of the committee and the governor of the central bank at the Bank Square in Accra by midday. My colleague Bismarck Eusa has details in the following 3 Business report.
The Monetary Policy Committee of the Bank of Ghana ends its 3-day deliberations today, setting the stage for a major announcement on the benchmark policy rate. The decision, which will influence interest rates across the banking system, is expected to be revealed by the governor at a press briefing at the Bank Square. The 127th MPC meeting began on Monday to evaluate the state of the economy, including inflation trends, exchange rate performance, liquidity in the financial sector, and growth indicators in determining the future stance of monetary policy. Attention will be on whether the committee will maintain the current 21.5% rate following a sharp cut in September or adjust further to support ongoing economic stability. Businesses, investors, and everyday consumers are closely anticipating the outcome, which could impact borrowing costs, credit conditions, and overall confidence in the economy.
A professional services firm, Deloitte Ghana, is questioning the Bank of Ghana's plan to cut non-performing loans to 10% by the end of 2026 remains highly ambitious, even as the banking sector records steady growth in loan recoveries, asset quality, and lending conditions. There's more in the following report.
In its analysis of the 2026 budget, the firm noted that the industry's NPL ratio has dropped from 22.8% in 2024 to 20.4% as of September 2025. According to Deloitte, this progress has been supported by a stronger cedi, increased loan recoveries, deliberate write-offs, and modest credit growth. The central bank has issued new guidelines requiring banks to submit board-approved plans showing how they intend to manage and reduce impaired assets over the period. Deloitte also pointed to easier credit conditions, with average lending rates falling sharply from 30.6% to 22.7% within a year, and further declines expected as macroeconomic indicators stabilize. On bank restructuring, the firm highlighted a major turnaround at the National Investment Bank, NIB, following government's intervention package of cash, marketable bonds, and equity transfers. The support has lifted NIB's capital adequacy ratio to 23%, restoring full regulatory compliance and allowing the bank to refocus on SME financing. Deloitte added that the recapitalization of other state-owned banks could strengthen sector stability, protect jobs, boost investor confidence, and prepare them for future listing on the Ghana Stock Exchange.
It's now time to look at how the cedi is faring against major trading currencies and how some key commodities are also faring on the global market.
On the interbank foreign exchange market, the dollar is selling at 11 cedis, 15 pesos. It gained 3 pesos. The British pound is selling at 14 cedis, 70 pesos. It gained 14 pesos. The euro is selling at 12 cedis, 90 pesos. It also gained 8 pesos. However, be guided that these figures could be higher at a forex bureau near you. On the global commodities market, Brent crude is trading at $62.50 per barrel. Gold is trading at $4,135.58 per ounce, down by $73. Cocoa is trading at $5,099 per ton, down by $91.
And that was an update from the Forex and commodities markets. That'll be all for business news here on Sunrise 3FM 92.7. For more news, please check our website at 3news.com. I am Mawuena Egbeta. Sunrise continues.
Follow us on social media, Twitter at 3FM927, Facebook at 3FM927, and also on 3news.com.
Thankful that you could stay with us here on the 3FM Sunrise, and a big thank you, as always, to Mawuena Egbeta for bringing us the 6 a.m. news as well as the business news. That will usher us into delivering and serving you breakfast from now till 10 a.m. We'll start off with the weather update with Felicity Appiah-Ampofo, who will join us pretty shortly via the phone lines to help us understand what it is that we can expect for today. Then we'll get into the newspapers for you as well, with the news review here on the 3FM Sunrise. After which you put down these numbers, because we'll be handing over the microphones to you so that you can share your thoughts with us as well. 055-924-2717, 055-924-2717, and 055-691-0154, 055-691-0154. Those are the numbers, and in a matter of some minutes, you get the opportunity to share your thoughts with us as well. We're streaming live on Facebook. Our handles 3FM927. Same handles on Twitter as well, 3FM927. There you can share a tweet with us. Well, now they call it a post. You can share a post with us as well via the medium Twitter using the hashtag 3FM Sunrise, or tweet at any of my colleagues, myself, Helen Appiah-Ampofo Sixtus Ullo. You can leave a message for us as well there, and then we'll do the reading. If you go on to YouTube, we're streaming live there as well, and so you can drop a comment for us. But let's start off with the weather update, and thankful that Felicity Appiah-Ampofo has joined us as well this morning. Felicity, good morning, and thank you very much. I trust that you're well.
Yeah, good morning, Mawuena. I am much better today than yesterday.
And we give
and
God...
I hope you are also doing good.
I am fantastic, and we give God praise each and every morning. What can we look forward to in terms of the weather today?
Yeah, thanks so much. Good morning to our dear viewers. For today, the sun will dominate the entire country. It's going to be sunny with some few clouds over the southern sector. Some areas are expected to have some rain, those in Dodowa, those in Kaswa, Georgia, Soko, Sege, in Sawam, Ludia, Agona Swedu, Ben, So, Takwa, Atamaka say, Ewutu Beku, and then Beg Juati, Tutu, and then Tipo Plaza Enclave. We expect them to have some afternoon showers today. That's between 2 to 5 p.m. For the rest of the country, sunny and dry and hazy conditions for the northern sectors. Temperatures will be on the higher side, 33 for the coastal streets, 34, 36 for the middle and the transition, 38 for the northern sectors. The state of the sea is expected to be calm with some few floating clouds over the ocean, and some portions are also likely to experience some showers. For the water lake is pretty cool, but then tonight to tomorrow morning, they have to watch out for misty and foggy conditions.
As always, Felicity, thank you. At 33 degrees Celsius, it promises to be very, very hot today.
Yes, that means we will be sweating a little bit, especially those that will be doing a lot of outdoor activities.
Thank you, as always, Felicity, for the weather update.
Thank you, sir.
That's Felicity Appiah-Ampofo, who has joined us every morning. You get to get a sense of what it is that you can look forward to for the day in terms of the weather, and you know whether or not you should be dressing light or heavier. Today we know it's expected to be a bit hot, and so if you haven't left home just as yet, you might plan on dressing light. Some of us are already in the studio before we got to know that you have to dress light. And so we will seek to manage and make our way through. But I was talking to you as to where you can listen to us from. And I know there are a host of affiliates who are carrying all through the show for us as well in different parts of the country. We're thankful to you as well. We'll zoom into our newspaper review in a short bit.
92.7 3 FM. 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 92.
I was telling you in the start of the week that it was just Monday. We entered into Tuesday, but the news week has been packed. And it's continued all through into today. As packed as it's been, we'll unpack it for you here with the news review segment. 3 minutes to the top of the hour. It's time for us to get into the newspapers proper for you this morning as well. And quite a lot, like I mentioned, and we'll seek to unpack all of that for you this morning. And the president has been speaking as well. We know a number of individuals have been asking the question when replacements are coming for the defense and security ministries. Well, yesterday he had cause to speak to this and said, look, they will be that appointment will be made in 2026 and not this year, and so everybody should rest easy and be calm. We'll hear from the president as he made those declarations when he met Muslim leaders yesterday as well in all of that. Then there has been that news that's come through about a re-engagement of the Inspector General of Police. 2 years it is that he's received for kind courtesy the Police Council's recommendation to the President, which we understand that recommendation the President has accepted. And so there's that. Then the minority, they've been in the news as well because they are accusing government of bloated expenditure in relation to the free sanitary pad project. What is the detail of that? We'll seek to give that to you if you stay with us here on the 3FM Sunrise. But let's take a listen first off. I like to start by hearing the voices and the people who've been saying what it is that matter amongst all other things. And that's the president yesterday when he met Muslim leaders and amongst many other things made some declarations in relation to the demand for whether or not there should be a new defense minister and a new minister for environment as well. Here's the president yesterday at the Jubilee House in his own words, speaking as well to policies that they sought to implement and they've implemented at the start of this year.
There are other programs that we're rolling out, like the poultry revitalization program, where we're giving families 50 pullets. They call them pullets because they are not the old chicks. They're about 4 weeks old. They've taken all the injections. So you just look after them for another 4 to 5 weeks and they're ready to go to the market. And so we think that many of our communities can take advantage of all those. And you don't need to be unemployed to do it. You can be a teacher. And if every 4 or 5 weeks you have 50 chickens to sell, that money is going to go into your pocket and supplement your income. You can be a nurse. You can do it. If you have a small backyard, you can enroll in the program. With regards to school buses, we're doing 200 school buses next year in 2026. And so it's timely that you came now so that we make sure and you put your case very well that you've been denied since that small yellow bus. I remember that small yellow bus. Bolle Secondary got one of them. And since then, you've not been considered for school buses. And so we'll make sure that we inform the Minister of Education so that he can make up for what you have lost in the past by assigning a number of school buses to your institutions. But let me finally say we appreciate the Ghana Muslim mission. We appreciate your discipline. We appreciate your hard work. And I believe that you are good disciples of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And of course, I say that in every religion, it is the lives and works of the prophets that we try to emulate. And so if you want to be a good Muslim, you must emulate the life and works of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If you say you're a good Christian, you must emulate the life and works of Jesus Christ. And so I believe the Ghana Muslim mission, if you look at the members and you interact with them, their discipline and how they practice their religion, I think that you are a model for all other faiths to follow. And so, without talking too much, I want to thank you. We will wait for the letter. I don't know if we've received it yet, but we'll see how we can accommodate it. The notice is a bit short, and one is being requested to so many places, especially in December, both external and internal. But we'll see how we can accommodate it so that by Allah's grace we shall be together.
That's the president speaking there, and we'll get a full complement of his response to whether or not there should be a new defense and environment ministers. But let's get into the papers now, and we'll start off with the Daily Analyst. They lead with continuity secured. Yohonu re-engaged as IGP for 2 more years. That's a story on the front page of the Daily Analyst. Also, Defense and Environment Ministers to be appointed in 2026. Mahama discloses. Then there is Presidency commemorates International Men's Day with renewed national call for men's health, well-being and dignity. That as well is here. Minority accuses government of overpricing free sanitary pad project. Vincent Ekwasefwa is MP for Old Tafo. He addressed the media yesterday at the foyer of Parliament. Ex-Bost MD released after meeting 30 million cedis bail. Edwin Provençal, the former managing director of Bost, is pictured here with some other individuals as well. Roads and Highways Minister, Defense as well. New infrastructural boom, that also here on the front page of the Daily Analyst. You can get a copy for yourself. Just these days, Sixtus says we read out the prices as well, and so 5 Ghana cedis, and you get a copy of the Daily Analyst as well. The Custodian, they lead with Central Region gives Baumia massive support. Minority rejects Bandai parliamentary election rerun. That's also on the front pages here as well. Ex-Bost MD Provençal released after meeting 30 million cedis bail. Qatar Group to set up $3.5 billion fertilizer plant in Ghana. That's according to the Agric Minister. Supreme Court orders Wesley Girls to respond to Muslim rights claims. That's here as well. And on the back page, you have NSMQ champions visit Mobile Money Limited, Zipline, to shut down 3 centers, over 175 million cedis debt as well. And so that's a concern that's coming through yesterday. It began to trickle in about Zipline wanting to shut down as a result of some debt owed them. But Sixtus is here as well. You do a number of the papers for us as well this morning.
Let me start with the Daily Posts and banner headline: Mahama approves 2-year contract extension for IGP Yohonu. Dr. Congo Petroleum Regulators and Marketers steady NPA operations.
That's DR Congo, eh?
Yes, DR Congo. Gender Minister launches 2025 16 days of activism campaign, outlines bold actions against gender-based violence. Comes with the Minister of Dr. Agnes Nana. Is it Nana? Is it on Nana? Momolati, I think it's Nana. And on the back page of the Daily Post newspaper, you have Her Excellency Vice President Nana Opoku-Agyeman addressing the 7th AU-EU Summit in Luanda, Angola. Beautiful pictures of the event, interactions with France pictured, and photo sessions with I see former national chairman of the NDC and chief of staff of the office of the vice president of Appiah-Ampofo. I see sector minister and a host of other dignitaries captured in those pictures. I take you to the Accra Times newspaper, and also screaming is Afoko calling on youth to keep the hope of nation alive. And recall that Mr. Afoko is on a bid to return as national chairman of the NPP. Citizens are owners of power, and you have Speaker Bagbin captured there. My enemies will not prosper.
Oh,
They can never prosper.
Springpark salutes government for decision to establish media fund. Speaker extols Techi and Tiadu Esquire on 2 parliamentary books somebody has written. We expect a lot of writings from the speaker himself, actually.
For a man who's been in all of the parliaments in our
legacy, Mr. Speaker can leave for us.
He has to write that book.
He has to write. In fact, he should have launched like 5 books already.
It shouldn't be the case of he was writing and
no. That he didn't finish.
Yes.
Like the thing we heard about Rollins.
Exactly.
No, we don't want to hear that. Mr. Speaker, you should have launched like 5 books already.
Because he's been in every parliament.
Yes,
in the
every
last
parliament. In fact, he's been in government from the inception of the dispensation. Yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, in fact, I think he even goes back.
Hey.
Yeah, I think.
I think we have to check the record books.
Yeah, no, I think latter part of the PNDC. Transitioning into NDC. He and the Honorable Joseph Yelechre, I think they were part of that, yes. So you cannot not give us something. Indeed, even the Honorable Joseph Yelechre, he has to, former Wa West MP, who left Parliament, who was overthrown by Peter Tobu.
Yeah, Lanchini.
Yes, strong men overthrow strong men.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Speaker, your message this morning is good morning. You must write for us. If it is not already in the pipeline, please
get it into the pipeline.
Get it into the pipeline.
And this one,
and if it is in the pipeline, let it flow. Clear it.
Yes, because the pipeline is getting through.
Yes, there's a lot, Mr. Speaker has to share with, especially young parliamentarians.
He's been seeking to play the fatherly role, advising, asking that, look, you do this the right way and all of that. But, I mean, it remains to be seen whether or not they heed that advice that he continues to give. But
yeah, but he should write, more importantly. I know that at the time he was exiting Parliament as member of Parliament, those of us in the media who know him, we kept asking, is that going to be the end of the Honorable Alban Bagbin, as he then was?
Yeah, I'd wanted to be president at some point.
Yes, he wanted to be, but you see,
he's found a place where I think it goes to say that not everybody has to rise to the apex to be useful and to be able to impact or pass down knowledge.
No, he's actually at the apex, so.
He wanted to be at the apex, the ultimate. Exactly. That's the point I'm making. That you don't have to be at the ultimate for your presence and your touch and whatever it is that you want to do to be felt. Not
true.
Everybody will reach there, but wherever you are, you shine that corner as bright as possible. And I think he got his niche in Parliament and has served.
So he and the Honorable Oseche Mensah Bonsu and the Honorable Joseph Yelechre and there's a fourth person.
Collins Dauda.
No. In terms of parliamentary work, you see the people who were the Honorable Obiamwa.
Okay, yes, Obiamwa.
The Honorable
as well.
Obiamwa. These are people who understand the law-making process. And there was not a single law that will go through without these hands touching it. And these are the kind of people you need in civil society so that they are able to consult, they are able to teach new MPs. And this is got nothing to do with NDC MPP.
Of course.
It's got nothing to do with, and it's got nothing to do with budgets. They say they have finished their term, but they want to chop again. No.
Sometimes
the institution needs to grow.
Yeah, sometimes this is what lends a bit of credence to a second chamber of parliament for where these.
No, that one there.
No. I'm saying it brings about these conversations when people speak to the experience of others. I'm not mentioning whether or not there's a need for us to get into.
I have a headline you will love.
Give it to us, please. Give us the headline.
It's from the Daily Gist. News behind the news. It's only 5 Ghana. IGP escapes Mohammed's hammer. Grabs 2-year juicy contracts.
I mean, you've got to hand it to some of the papers. The way they couch their stories, you
IGP escapes Mohammed's hammer.
And you know why?
Grabs 2-year juicy contracts.
You know why they are saying the hammer? You know why?
Yes. The standing order.
Yeah.
Against contract extensions.
Absolutely.
So Mr. President has gone against his own rule.
Hey, Mr. President, he said we don't believe in extension. No extension. Now today, extension. Today, we'll ask you questions. We know you are listening. Good morning to you, Mr. President.
I almost said Dampari. IG Yohono.
Christian Tete Yohono.
IG Yohono has been in office for a little over 5 months.
Yeah. Since he got
and the people he works with, they say they like the way he carries them along.
Okay.
Say carry along.
Carry along.
Yes. They say they like his leadership style. Say leadership style.
Leadership style.
Okay.
Oh, but I like this headline. If for nothing at all, buy the paper because of the headline. And then new defense environment ministers in 2026. President speaks, and that was yesterday. You played that voice.
No,
earlier.
I have actually the proper part of his engagement. Perhaps finish the paper and then I'll have us listen, and then we'll come to Helen too.
Basic Cash launches operations in Ghana. Gold board under scrutiny. EC staff petitioner interdicted. EC staffer petitioner interdicted. I heard this yesterday. I didn't think it was true.
No, he's been on interdiction since
before the petition.
Yes, he said that. I think in his media interviews, and it was the basis upon which he's being asked whether or not this is not born out of some vendetta against the commissioners and all of that, and he says no, it has nothing to do.
Okay, it's on page 4 of the paper. I believe we'll come back to that. Minority rejects Pandai rerun election, and that story is on page 2. Samir Oku commissions a Kropong PCE, a dimming park. I hope I got that right. Okay, so that's it for the Daily Gist newspaper.
I want us to just listen to the president in his own words, speak to that, and then we'll come back to the papers.
And happily he listened to our prayers. It's taking a lot of hard work. It's taking fiscal discipline. We've had to be in discipline, all the appointees. We made a promise to appoint not more than 60 ministers, and some people said, how are you going to work with only 60 ministers? As I speak today, we're working with 58 ministers because, unfortunately, they say Allah gives and Allah takes. He took 2 of our comrades, and we haven't filled those positions yet. I can see people speculating he's going to appoint a new defense minister, a new environment minister. We're not in a hurry. I'll do those appointments next year after the holiday, the Christmas and the New Year. We'll fill those positions. And so those speculating about somebody going to be appointed tomorrow and all that, I mean, just take your time. Go and enjoy Christmas. And then after Christmas, we will take a decision on those ones. But I wish to...
So that's the president. He says, go and enjoy Christmas. Anything appointments.
But the people will not enjoy the Christmas. The people lobbying, no. They
should try it. Just put it aside. Christmas is for eating chicken and rice. And then the New Year we feel, oh, come on. It's like waiting for exam results. Why?
Media, they should bring me the lobbying things. I will lobby for them.
During the Christmas break, the president eats rice and chicken.
I will go and knock on the chief of staff's door. When he opens, I'll introduce myself and I'll say, you know, this person is a very good material.
How will you introduce yourself? Sixtus Ullo, Esquire.
Esquire. Yes. Yeah. The Esquire is important.
Hey, share. You don't go through all of that.
No.
Are you joking?
No. The Esquire is important.
You have to add it, Papa.
When I add the Esquire, he'll give me a seat.
Thank you.
Then when I sit down.
The number of Esquires who probably walk in and out, pace about.
Do you know how many Sixtus Ullos there are?
Thank you.
Thank you. The New Center newspaper this morning. Mahama extends IGP Yohonu's tenure to 2027. Zipline to shut down 3 centers over 175 million Ghana cedi debts. 45 Ghana cedi.
I think we need to get the details of that story. When the debts began to accumulate, and then we can get, because in my mind, and reading the headline, I'm wanting to say, why are we allowing, if the initiative is good, it must not just die because of a change in government. But I hear that stated sum, $175 million, and I ask myself, can that be accumulated within the first 11 months? In the 11 months, not the first, in the 11 months of this year? It's a curious question.
That's right.
So we have to see whether or not this dates back to last year or somewhere thereabout.
Certainly. 45 Ghana cedi pad, too expensive. That's coming from the minority. You might have listened or heard that press conference. Vincent Eko-Asafo, he was addressing the press. I think there's been a rebuttal to that, with the government stating that actually the figures were wrong. Instead of 6.6 million pads that have been distributed, it's actually some 12.6 million pads. That brings that number per unit down to about 24 Ghana cedis per pack. So some clarification there, but the minority has sought to.
It was captured in the budget too, and that's the basis upon which the minority raised the concern.
That's right.
Was that mistaken? Is the government saying that the mistake was in the budget?
The education minister addressed the floor of parliament, so I suppose whatever had been captured in the budget was not the full picture as at that time, according to him though. But those are two sides of the coin. Why cut Ghana's 10 to 5% even after the lithium investor accepted 10% royalties? This one is certainly a hot topic. Mahama hosts the Duke of Edinburgh at the presidency. That's captured on page 4. But Mana, you were keen to know about Zipline's debts to the tune of 175 million Ghana cedis. The story is as follows. Now, 3 distribution centers of Zipline, the medical drone delivery service, will reportedly begin shutting down operations due to lack of funds and also delayed government payments. Dr. Nana Ayu Efriye, the ranking member on the Parliamentary Health Committee and New Patriotic Party Member of Parliament for Asokoro, told Parliament during the 2026 budget debate on Tuesday that the centers at Sefrioso in the Western North region, Kratchi in the Volta region, and Enum in the Eastern region would cease operations beginning November 25th, 2025. Is that today? Well, he also alleged that government owed the centers some 175 million Ghana cedis, a debt which had crippled the center's ability to continue supplying blood products and essential medicines to remote communities. Dr. Efriye further claimed that the government had disbursed only 4.5 billion Ghana cedis to the National Health Insurance Fund, contrary to the 7.5 billion Ghana cedis it had announced. Responding to the claims, Minister for Health, Honorable Kwabena Minta Akando, MP for Draboso, rejected the assertions. He said government had indeed paid 7.5 billion Ghana cedis to the NHIF to ensure prompt settlement of claims to service providers. Honorable Akando added that beyond addressing current challenges, the government in 2026 would begin the construction of 3 regional hospitals in the Savannah, Oti, and Western North regions to strengthen healthcare delivery. The debate highlighted concerns over the sustainability of critical health services and Zipline suspension, raising fears among communities that relied on drone deliveries for emergency supplies. Man, I don't know if that addresses your question. I don't believe so, actually, if it tells us how long that debt was accrued for.
The stories, and there's one here as well on the custodian. The only thing we seem to get from here is that the allocation for Zipline, I think in the 2026 budget, was 20 million cedis, even though the government currently owes the company 175 million cedis. Begs the question really, since when have we seen that debt accumulate? We don't get that. But you were talking about that debate from the floor of the House yesterday involving the Education Minister Vincent Asifua and the debate about the cost of sanitary pads as captured in that. I want us to go to Parliament because I think I've got excerpt of it as well, so that we can fill our listeners in as to exactly what the issues are.
And each of it contains 12 packs. So total is 79 million packs supplied by those suppliers. Not the simple mathematics he's doing. Every pack contains 12 pieces. So in total, over 79 million sanitary packs are being supplied at the cost of the 292 million. And Mr. Speaker, the process is not completed yet. We just awarded the last batch of contracts for those to finish supplying what government requires to get the young girls in school. I thank you. So stop misleading the House.
Honorable members, what the minister said is a point of clarification, explaining the cost component. And that is what we need to clarify issues that are made on the floor that may create doubt. And so it's now left to the listeners to at least make their minds. But when you leave it at that and you start shouting, I mean, we don't carry the people along with us. Please, your conclusion.
Mr. Speaker, surprisingly, the Minister of Education is trying to portray that he's an expert in the usage of sanitary pads. I don't know whether that is what he's trying to say, but it cannot be the case that whatever he's saying here is different from what I'm saying.
What did he say? What did he say?
You people are just impatient.
Please.
Allow me to speak.
Please. What did he say?
Mr. Speaker, the authority in this House on education policy matters is the Minister for Education. He's already said, my colleague said, oh, wait. Mr. Speaker, my colleague was emphatic by dividing, using a certain mathematical formula to divide the amount of money and came to a conclusion of a certain number of individual sanitary pads. The minister responsible for education has just corrected that is not true. I think it's very important that the honorable colleague withdraw that part of his statement, because if it remains in the record, it would have meant that we use a certain amount of money to purchase a certain quantity of sanitary pads. He must necessarily withdraw that part, because, to put it lightly, Mr. Speaker, he lied about that portion. And it must not remain in the record. He must be compelled to withdraw that part where he divided the number of sanitary pads by the amount of money. He must do that. He can hold his view. But on this floor, once we are lucky to have the education minister who gave the facts, that becomes the fact. We are not going to take facts about education from the colleague. We take it from the minister responsible for education.
Honorable members, what the Minister for Roads and Highways has just done is to draw my attention to the fact that the clarification given by the Minister for Education should occasion a withdrawal of the earlier statement made by the Honorable Member Vincent Asifua. I believe the only directive I can give is for him to take that along as a guide, because both his statement and the minister's statement will be on the record of Parliament. And so people reading then judge as to who is speaking the truth. But if we are to come to the conclusion that what you said is not true, and therefore it must be withdrawn, then many of you have to be withdrawing statements here. And at the end of the day, we may not even have official records. So please, Honorable Member, I take it that you have concluded. Because I've given you more than necessary.
Because, Mr. Speaker, they have not allowed me to be consistent with.
I have allowed you, not them.
Mr. Speaker, just 1 minute.
So, 30 seconds.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The truth of the matter is that nowhere in this country that you are going to move to a supermarket or a shop that you'll be given a single pad. Nowhere. When you buy the pack, you are given 12 in a pack, which is a pack. So whatever the minister is saying is not different from what I'm saying. It is indeed the case that they've bought one pack of sanitary pad for 45 Ghana cedis. Simplicity. Mr. Speaker.
Please, this disorder is not allowed. You are not all on your feet. I've given one member the opportunity to contribute. And you are all talking. If I allow that with this number against your number, would they ever hear you? Please. Please. Honorable Member, you know your voice is very loud, so... It's so unique that anybody can identify who is speaking. So please, yes, I just gave him 30 seconds to conclude, and then we move on, because you get the opportunity. You all get the opportunity to...
So that's excerpt from Parliament, just quickly. And so that debate is out there. Helen, you were also asking questions whether or not it was a single pad or it was a pack, which was...
They lost me along the way, because typically you have it in the pack. I don't think they are giving it out single. So I wasn't too sure at some point what Vincent Asifo was referring to when he said single pad. Did he mean single pack? Or pad.
I suspect it will be the pack.
The pack.
I suspect it will be the pack, because if it's a single one in the pack for 45
Ghana cedis, no,
that will be ludicrous.
Usually it will come in maybe 5 or 6, something like that, in a pack.
Averagely, it's going around how much these days?
Oh, I don't know.
Because that was a huge conversation.
Yes.
Because the complaint was 20 cedis was above minimum wage. How are people going to be?
Oh, the price had skyrocketed at some point.
Yes.
Especially, we've seen some reduction in the last year or so. But I remember when you could purchase it for 10 cedis, 15. The next thing we knew, we were looking at 25, 30. If you were purchasing imported packs. 45, you can even go to 50.
Your money levels will have to go up. Any more in terms of the stories?
Well, this one has to do with our health. If something is stressing you out today, I implore you to remove that stressor from your life in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Well, hypertension, diabetes, rising health costs. Now, the country director of Farm Access, Dr. Maxwell Entry, has cautioned that hypertension, and diabetes are now consuming such a large share of Ghana's national healthcare budget that the future stability of the Ghana's health financing is at risk if the rising silent epidemic is not dealt with. Presenting on innovative financing models for healthcare sustainability at the 2025 annual General Meeting of the Ghana Medical Association, GMA, he noted that the NHIS now spends about 25% of its budget on these two diseases alone. I'm quoting him here. He says, this will threaten the national health budget and the future sustainability of NHIS if health promotion and preventative lifestyle measures are not prioritized now by health professionals in caring for patients. Dr. Entry added that the situation has wider economic consequences, revealing that approximately 30% of the adult population live with hypertension or diabetes. My goodness, that's nearly a third, 30%. of the population.
It's crazy, actually.
What is stressing all of you so much? Is it dear parents? When you get your dear parents messages, is it
quality of life?
Quality of life, because for that to take up such a big chunk, I mean, that means that if we were to have communicable diseases, something else springs up, maybe COVID 2025 or 26, God forbid. But if something like that were to spring up, all our resources will be marshaled towards these preventative diseases. We're going to be starting off on the back foot. So, like I said, whatever is bothering you today, for the sake of the NHIS and for the sake of your own health, park it behind you.
We can't help it all.
You have to. You have to do something about it.
If your rent is due, and the rent is 500 Ghana and you have 5 Ghana, how will you not think?
Listen, buy a daily gist, lock your room and laugh. Lock your room.
The landlord is waiting outside the door. You are in the room laughing.
Just laugh. Lock your door. Lock your door, because at the end of the day,
the landlord is just outside the gate waiting for you. You are in the room laughing. Hey.
Your landlord will say, "Hey, this is the sign, the first sign."
So
of
honestly,
wellness.
It's the situation about affordability, access, and all the basic things of life that push us to that state. There are conversations that we can never grow tired of having.
At all.
The housing conversation, we can never grow tired of having it. Access, affordability, and the food conversation. The minister has told us that we have a glut. Meanwhile, the prices on the market are still not going down
at all.
So how will you not think? You have 5 Ghana, and you have to do breakfast, you have to do lunch, you have to do supper, or you have to do 001.
You have to form your formation of the day. Yeah.
How will you not think? Your wife is pregnant, you have to go to the hospital, but you look in your pocket, there's nothing. Or your wife is near delivery, and you check your pocket, there's nothing to sustain. And it will betide you if there are any complications. Charlie, so the struggles are real.
Very real.
People are going through stuff that they simply cannot just share. So all you see is,
Because the ages of those who are now afflicted with this hypertension, stroke, really young.
Growing up, when they used to talk about hypertension and diabetes and those, it was usually for people in their 60s and 70s. Now, 30-something, you have hypertension.
Very, 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 very scary.
So, Charlie, the problem is a problem.
But maybe, for example, instead of going to your favorite spot this weekend, go to a recreational park. Use that money to go and just breathe in some fresh air.
Which one is that?
Hey, are there any recreational parks?
That is what I am asking you. Which one is that?
But people actually also have to be checking, I think, to a great extent.
Check your pressure.
Yes.
Check your pressure.
Who is preaching?
Who?
See who is preaching. The man ran away from the clinic. They held him down like this.
He said he will go back.
Ask him whether he went back.
He didn't go back for the checkup. Today, I'm employing... No, Mawuena, you've brought yourself.
The nurses are listening.
You brought yourself. You are leading the charge now.
The nurses at the Flagstaff House Clinic. 3 beautiful, hardworking...
One was called Gifty.
I think so.
There was always one a gifty. I'm sure there was a gifty in there.
I know,
so good morning to the nurses
I know you are going to go at me and all of that.
So we went to the place. The woman said, is there's a colleague of yours is Mawuena. I said, well, there's a Mawuena, but what is the problem? We are looking for Mawuena. We have to tie Mawuena down here.
Mawuena, you have to lead the charge. You have to go back.
No, but it's very important. Even though I wanted to make a point.
Sixtus, thank you for reminding us of this. So you have to go back and lead the charge, please.
It's very important that we try and check from time to time, because yesterday I think I was reading one of the biggest threats to the kidney challenges as well is the non-communicable. The kidney problem is a non-communicable disease. but the diabetes and then the hypertension are silent killers of your kidney as well.
Of course.
And so it's important that we check.
And the things you people are drinking, some of the things people are drinking and eating, young ones, you look behind the can, ingredients, baby, you don't even know how to pronounce it. Hydro, that is not real food. Guys, I'm telling you, when you eat, it's real food. It's real food. Our forefathers were healthy. They had stresses, but they were eating kontomire, they were eating apim, they were eating nyadwa, they were eating all of that. People are eating all kind of noodles, processed meat. Come on.
That is not even a problem.
Sure.
What the problem is?
That is a big problem. Processed food is a big problem.
What the problem is, Helen.
Because
really,
you don't want me to tell you to stop going to your pork joints.
The people you are talking to, they don't. Oh no, me pork there.
No, in fact, I'm speaking to the right target audience.
No, you listen. We are on the same. No, we are together in this.
You stop going to that your place. You stop going there.
The pork.
Yes, even you.
Pork is good.
Hey,
the people you are talking to, they don't eat the things you are talking about.
Trust me,
they
are
things.
And they add the noodles.
They smoke.
And they smoke and they add the noodles.
I don't want to mention brands. How do you drink some energy drink that has vodka, caffeine?
Do you want your heart to stop?
What's the other one? Tequila or something like that.
Hey, Nini Afra.
I mean, how do you, and whilst drinking that, they are smoking something that has no
When
name.
they finish, they add the noodles.
Before
they get
at midnight.
Midnight, the noodles full of processed,
the late eating
processed meats.
I've cut that by a great extent. Once a while I slip, but
if I see you even eating apim at midnight, I can't talk fresh kontomire with tomatoes, but noodles, processed meats.
That is what I do, actually.
Oh, my friend.
Oh, Maza.
Let's quickly go through this daily graphic.
Why you people?
That your joints, no. This is the red meat. You cut it down, introduce more fish. No, saying.
Pork is not red meat.
It's what color?
Pork is holy. Pork is.
The daily graphic has this to say on the front page of the newspaper. But let's just take care of ourselves, okay? Because this system is already overstressed. That little you can do in your own corner to fortify yourself, we encourage you today to do it. And Mawuena is leading that charge.
In fact, we are in this together.
Fantastic.
Yes.
We all have to do this.
Don't eat pork throughout the week.
Yes, maybe Fridays.
Friday, even on the Friday.
I mean, manage.
Let them cut plenty. Was the onion, green pepper for you?
Some people are torn between you only live once and.
Then that's fine. They live your once.
If you only live once is your motto, the once you won't even exhaust it.
Yeah.
The yours you only live half.
I'm saying people are sometimes, on the Friday nights they are torn between you only live once and.
When you clear your eye top Saturday by 11 a.m., you know that you live.
Yeah, it's very important that we take care of our health.
So please cut it down.
We live in a system where one unfortunate happening, one person becoming sick, and everything that you've saved for, everything that you're seeking to build could come tumbling down.
It's not easy. Easy.
And that's the harsh reality. I mean, when we're having the conversation, I was just recalling this Kojo Q song. I mean, you slip small.
And it can happen to any one of us. So this advice, we also take it as well.
And the other mistake we make is that we say, this person has been drinking all his life, but he's still alive.
You
are not the same.
It's not.
And you try something once, your brain
our colleague, he has told Thomas Khan, he has told this story on air before. He is not a drinker. He is not a smoker. He doesn't indulge the weekend things parties that Helen will go for. He doesn't do those things. So the day he said on air, the day he was given the news, he said he sank because he simply couldn't understand how. So don't say that, but this person, so SMSC has been drinking, he's still like that. Leave me alone, please. Your lives are not the same. Your organs are not the same. You have no idea how fortified SMSC's organs are.
Everybody's different.
So please.
All right, quickly, let me go through this. Now, at Graphic Business Stanbic Bank breakfast meeting, insulates NDPC from politics, speakers, advocates, and Prince Edward honored at Jubilee House, Durban. GRA security block 3.6 million Ghana cedi revenue loss. Supreme Court dismisses application against Health Goldfields mine acquisition. And there's a special supplement on Black Friday inside. I guess if you're looking for some deals, pick up the Daily Graphic today.
All right, the Ghanaian Times newspaper, most authoritative newspaper, says Yohuno gets 2 more years as IGP. On this one, the Africa Center for Security and Counterterrorism has a strong opposition to it. We'll come to that after the when we get into the discussions. It's a statement, a 3-page statement signed by its executive secretary, Emmanuel Cotton. This is a no. You shouldn't do this, Mr. President. We will be poultry self-sufficient in 4 years. Hallelujah. This is our Greek minister prophesying. Ghana, UK deepen ties with historic visit by Prince Edward. Bon Agro. Okay, I think it's the name of a company. Donates 400,000 equipment. Okay, to support National Farmers Day. And Sudan dye adulteration upset negates gains. FDA. So we are still fighting this one too.
Yeah. There'll always be the bad guys, unfortunately. Try as we may, there'll be some persons or some individuals who just say that, look, I exist for the chaos, I exist for...
They won't follow.
I'm doing things in the other way and making profits where I'm not supposed to. And so...
In my language, you call them Zukumpela.
To it what?
On your head, not the enter bowl. The back page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper, GSS launches small area estimation reports to support national planning. Over 3,100 basic schools receive STEM kits in nationwide B-STEM rollout. Comes with the picture of Lydia Esua presenting the items to Prof. Davis. Stories by Agnes Opoku Sapong. Prof. Davis is the GS DG, right? Yes. Ernest Kofi Davis. Yes, who is Lydia, Chief Director at the Ministry of Education. That's Lydia Obenewa Esiwa.
Thank you. All right, let's wrap up now. We'll pick the calls of our listeners, but we'll do that after this break. And then I'll just talk to you about Rosebank International University quickly, because there's a world-class university right here in Ghana. The Rosebank International University is a strong South African university and a brand of the AdVTech Group, Africa's largest private education provider with 146 schools across 5 African countries, over 100,000 learners as well, and partly owned by the World Bank through the IFC. Rosebank International University is fully accredited by the South African Qualifications Authority, the British Accreditation Council, GTEC in Ghana, City and Guilds in the UK, and Capsicum Culinary Studio. At Rosebank International University, we offer a Doctor of Business Administration, DBA, MBA, Master of Science and Master of Philosophy in Digital Marketing, Bachelor of Supply Chain Management, targeting professionals in freight forwarding, customs, etc. We offer hospitality and culinary arts available at diploma, undergraduate and postgraduate levels. Our ICT has BSc Information Technology in Business Systems and IT Computer Application Development, all carefully designed to equip you with the skills and qualifications needed for a successful global career. Our mission is simple: inspiring excellence. Admissions are now open for the January 2026 intake. Visit our modern campus at Airport Commercial or Appiah House, Accra, or apply online at www.riuc.edu.gh. Rosebank International University, building global citizens. We're back after this to pick your calls.
92.73 FM. 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 92.73 FM.
055-6910154. Let's head to the phone lines. Hello, good morning. Who's speaking?
Hello, good morning, my dear.
Yes, who's on the line, please?
This is Appiah-Ampofo, the freedom fighter from Medina.
Hajia, good to hear your voice. Let's hear you this morning.
Thank you. Please let me ask of my brother Johnny.
He's doing well. He's doing well. Very, very well.
It's been a long time. I'm feeling his bite. I'm using his bite.
Not to worry. Not to worry. But he's doing really, really good.
Thank you. We thank God for our lives this morning. Thank God for the life of the President of Ghana, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and his Vice President, Madam Good Mother, Madam Hajia Jenana Opoku Ajimai. Yes, may Allah bless them. We are very, very, very happy and lucky that we have a government of today. Who today's national security, you don't hear any scene of a stage robbery or something. What happened before when, what do you call her? Sewaboni came out and said the attack on her was a state robbery. We don't have that kind of news. So we salute the National Security Coordinator and all his people that he's working with. My sister, I want to talk about something important. Please.
Let's hear you.
Ghana, our constitution gives us the right and freedom of what do you call it? Worship. All we are appealing to the GES is that they should allow the Muslim children to cover their hair. Simple as that. In Islam, it teaches us that a girl child, when you cover her hair, you protect her from evil spirits entering into her body. The word of covering yourself to go and pray self-will, it is something that if everybody practices itself is good. So if you go to some churches, you see that they cover their hair with scarves. They tie their hair with scarves. Even our non-Islam people, in some family, you cover your head because they think a woman should cover her hair to protect herself and protect her dignity. So we are appealing to them. They should give us that right. That right to pay will not let Ghana not to be Ghana. Please.
Hajia, thank you so much.
That is all I have. Thank you.
Thank you for your call this morning. You too can have your say. We call it Community Voices. What is on your mind this morning? 0559-242-717. That's 0559-242-717 or 0556-910-154. Apologies, we've lost you on the line. Let's make sure that both our lines are correct this morning. And you can reach us this morning again on 0559-242-717. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, hello, good morning. Who's speaking? Where are you calling us from?
Good morning. I am Ben from New Achimota.
Yes, where are you calling us from?
I am Ben from New Achimota. I'm calling from New Achimota.
Sure, let's hear you, please.
Okay. My greetings to Johnny and all those in studio with you over there.
Thank you.
If care is not taken out, we will sit in this country and we will realize that Oforiatta is no more a Ghanaian.
You mean former finance minister Ken Oforiatta?
Yes. Yes.
Why do you say so?
Because you know the evil he has done to this country. See the way he sneaked out of the country. OSP, you have the power to prosecute this man. Before this man leaving the country, you have started an investigation, which is very clear that this man is in war. So instead of you to do everything possible to stop him, for his own statement, he said he saw the man leaving, but he couldn't do anything. And the most, John Mama, the way he's taking things for granted, he will lose the trust of Ghanaians, I'm telling you.
But it's worth noting that these are alleged offenses, because you
are
alleged,
but from the
innocent,
mouth, he said that
until proven guilty.
When this man was leaving, he saw him.
So you think the OSP has to step aside?
Oforiatta will travel out of this country if he has done nothing wrong.
He went for
never come back.
He said he went for medicals. You doubt that?
Medical? What kind of Madam, he cannot return back to his own country. His own country. A country that you have been a finance minister for. You think you have done very well. It's a medical day.
Should the OSP stand aside? Should the OSP be removed?
The OSP himself said, right? So I don't know what Mahama is allowed that man to be to still be in office. I don't understand. He will lose the chair, the kind of love they have for him. As for me, he said, anytime I pay DSTV, I say 190 cedis. I'm telling you. But initially, it was not like that. These are the love Ghanaians have for you. Anytime I use my phone, I am paying my DSTV bill. I save 190 unless I decided to pay the 380. When I pay the 380, I am paying for compact plus, which I want to enjoy my Champions League, as I did yesterday. Do you get it?
I get you.
When I go to market and I'm buying something, the price that I bought today, the following month I'll go and it is the same price. The economy is stable. This is what Ghanaians are looking for. But the other aspect, Mahama is failing us. Prosecution, Mahama is failing us. And that OSP in our office, when he allowed that man to be there, let Global Info Analysts come and do a poll and ask questions that how many, like the interest that we have, the kind of love that we have for Ghanaians and for Mahama, has it increased or it has declined, and let us see the results. It has reduced. Because of Mahama is failing to prosecute these people, forcing to allow that OSP to be in office. Madam, oh God.
Thank you for your call. You say oral must work. Let me get on to my next caller. Hello, good morning. Who's speaking? Where are you calling us from?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oba,
Oh, Nkawonso, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing good.
Thank the Lord for that. Let's hear you.
Frank Naro new Dominion Amayo.
Domin Mayo, it's you.
You anopaidia, Mammy. Asana Koma Service on the person board of Metro Drivers, Abaso Papa. Me, when I'm your station master, I will do my market. The concern on Kukutuku.
I chill me.
5 cars, me, Biana. Where do you know at that 3 FM?
Yedamasi. Good morning to Domi.
And then master, a boy Salinko. This was one of the 3 FM. No, we changed the 3 months.
Yedamasi.
It was a young Munkachi Nikakana market for my Why?
It's you. All right.
Marvin Chiami boss, Mr. Famous, Dele Gisam, Ewo Castle. That do you, Michana, and I a chairman, Jew as chairman. Communication officer, honors of the chair, Papa. Young problem man is as honest. We have a OSP officer now. Yakan was a maca. At the President Mahama, if you wanna, and do you see President Mahama, Pada point 2B, maybe I come at 33 years and an MPP baby. What about the map would acquire Juma every 1 year? MPP, I came to 2 weeks in Goma Pamana. As Mama Papa, we. Office of Social Prosecuting, Ayajuma Sa, 1 year, and then Ajuma Papa be as you know, Yaba. Share what's your Macano for that at your journey from my Macotra Butchery. As the Sagana Skin Nadia Cotra, Yashana Yano, Ponusa, you for Magana. do you send Ghana and for Pana between where Sadi? As is how we don't know many Kuku America so yale. Yale Ben, Professor Jenano Pukajima Wanyale, or Koebe 2 months Wama. It was no Yale Ben 11 months in a 1 ton. And what crown or enjoy you will not and sit so more life. And a Ghana, ye pescasis, and then ye pescasis school dining in a yan or the other with you. Tell me, I'm a pie papa Mahama, and $1 bafom, petrol bafom, just be and you may do gas market, be beer bafom. A couple so kind for some better muscle. Almost politics is open to me so. And you see a new maybe the best of I didn't see $80 danka. Mahama before the 70s, every 27 years. I come also can almost to the muscle boom boom. Now then, if you 70, about 11, 12, never seen their own person to the muscle. And so, driver for the share to tell me at the roller fair. So, yes, so company and Nekwayomu and so on to a fanco. And not Jokurani, contracted the lights, Juma. And once or two, and cut traffic fans on the find me back. You know, but many traffic was my baby to me. It is so company, California, General Yenina, Penna, Yeniaji, and New York, 12 months, Yeniaji, tomorrow. Yes, Reno, what you more discount me and to moon, Nagana for one, and can you prove?
And so let me get on to my next caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Yes, who's speaking, please?
My name is Ninungwa. I'm calling from Nungwa.
Ninungwa, great to hear your voice. Hope you're doing well.
All is
not well.
Members for the city.
All right, though here.
Winning BB.
Me too.
Me call the book. Kakram become say. Chia Chamaju. Any college in me Ashimo. Chiano pa. Any kuja dopo. Kakram pesa me can say. Me nyasi po bise. You say se mama ye akoko kitentini so. Happy people say ombe kwa kokra. E wudru diabefum kukono. Mami come be intro. Amemu ye ntu aso so to here. Ade kwa APH no apa bontin chese sebi ni ye threat e ma ye democracy. E say MPP na empese o ma we be koso. Ikuma ye moto we. Hwenya mu de ye nkuma so to here. So mama so sebi eduma o ye nso hwenya MPP fo ye so to here. Nyama sisi hwenya ma esisi senya be ya mama entumi na focus embu o mani ye. But now, let me tell you something. Nyamia Shirano no Wechirano start to Masia. And yet, say President Kupa Webano say Ghana for Muntra Misha, yet try on the own set. A zero, a yadia, a zero, a yabi be crying ye, so to Masia. Intimi Case, and people for almost sabotage Doma Meduma and Man Cosono. Almost him ye, me say, on that door position at FCT. If you do good today, tomorrow you meet the good. If you do bad today, tomorrow you meet the bad. Eating on winty every before me. And ya propaganda now mu ye no tie. Ye to abayi ye to abayi. Ye nyina ye kan bom no man nkoso so to ma say. Sa na ye nyina ye pe. It is a MPP in the book at Ineza memo hwa. Ye ma ko fado. We bubu da before that or the see or say or the see only cathedral why swimming pool. I get trap a man for so to my here. Inti kamikate omu ye Twitter.
Nasa se fire
baby. Kamikate omu ye Twitter. So be at my say omu ye tweet e ma democracy. E do so Ghana fo nyina e mo biantu ababi ama MPP. Omu ye tweet e ma democracy.
Ninungwa said he was going to go easy, but he's referencing a statement that was made about poultry diseases and so on and so forth. Let me get on to my next caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Lady Helen.
Oh, Pastor Dewale, how are you this morning?
Oh, by His grace, I'm fine.
Fantastic.
And let me see this opportunity. Morning. Let me see this opportunity to invite you and your crew. It's come Sunday to Independence Square.
Oh, what's happening there?
If he said Ghana.
I see.
Westwater Presbytery, which I'm also part.
Okay.
We'll be celebrating its Golden Jubilee 50th anniversary.
Oh, wonderful. Congrats.
So you are most invited. And let me see this opportunity and greet the Christian Council Chairman, who also happens to be my General Assembly Moderator, Right Reverend Lieutenant Dr. Lieutenant Colonel Retired Dr. DDK Agbeku, and my Presbytery Moderator, Reverend Professor D.Y. Bruce, and all the EP fraternity. So you are once again most invited.
Thank you so much.
I have a question this morning.
Let's hear you.
And I'm a worried man. How I wish it was Johnny who would be in this seat this morning. How I wish. Because the retiree must go, isn't also?
Oh, and the young must grow. The young must grow.
communique came from the presidency and His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Dahol. There will not be extension. How come that today IGP has been given 2 years extension?
How do you feel about that, Pastor Dewale?
My sister, in fact, I am not against him. He's doing a human job. But if he doesn't go, promotion too will not follow.
That's right.
That is how the secretary, in fact, it's a pyramid. If he doesn't go, his time is up. You can give him another appointment like a commissioner, etc. Give him into the Security Council. But why must 2 years extension? Excuse me, the former President did it. We are against it. Today we are repeating it. That's why sometimes it becomes so difficult to trust politicians. When they're in position, I've been saying this, they speak senses.
That's right.
Knowledge. When they demand power, then they repeat the same mess that is normally condemned. Have a blessed morning.
Have a blessed morning, Pastor Dewale. And that conversation is front and center for us here on Sunrise this morning. Hello. Apologies, I lost that caller. Thank you all for your patience on the lines. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my sister.
Yes, who's speaking, please?
This is Abai calling from Ashaman Zenu.
Abai from Ashaman. Great to hear your voice. Let's hear you. You sound a bit far away. Let's hear you a bit more.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, I'm calling from Ashaman Zenu.
Ashaman Zenu. All right, good to hear from you.
I hope you are doing well.
I'm doing fantastic.
Okay, we thank God. Let me say hi to my boss, Honorable Kenebua, and Honorable Ashimo, and my own MC, Honorable Tite. I'm pleading with him that our roads, we are still waiting for our development on our roads. My sister, I want to tackle about the OS.
Let's hear you.
You see, we as a Ghanaians, we have to understand that it's not the only OSP who can fight against corruption. My sister, I hope I'm right. We have so many institutions which they can also help the OSP to fight against these criminals that we have voted them out.
That's right.
Yes. So they shouldn't create the impression that it's only OSP who have the mandate to fight against corruption. So what we are saying this morning is that President Mahama, we voted for you to come and arrest these criminals that we voted them out from power, especially the MPP appointees. You see, when we were in opposition, we create the impression that these people are looting the state. So now that Ghanaians have given us the mandate, we should, my sister, if we refuse to fail to prosecute these criminals, Ghanaians will be very angry with us. So I'm pleading with President Mahama to take action, especially our how do you call it? This AG, Attorney General.
Right.
They are too slow for me. They should communicate with the OSP so that this Kenoforiata that Ghanaians are trying for him to come to face the law, they should bring him back to this country. We are tired of these excuses. My sister, have a good morning.
Have a great morning. I'll get on to my next caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my sister. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing great. How are you doing? And who am I speaking with?
Yes, I'm Lincoln.
Lincoln from Akwiteman. How's it going?
Please. Yes, I'm fine. You also sound healthy this morning.
Healthy, hearty, and thriving. Let's hear you, please.
Thank you so much. My regards to my MP, Honorable Teresa Awuni, and Joe Ashama, wherever he is this morning, God bless him. And Professor Professor Nana Amakuche of EPA. She's doing well in terms of Galamsey, and can the team up to make sure we win the fight against Galamsey. And Eastern Regional Minister is also doing her best, Honorable Akosia Awate. Yes, another congratulations to the IGP, Christian Tetayuno, for giving another mandate, 2 years mandate. And I'm happy. I will advise some of the police, their conduct in town, especially on the road, the way they conduct themselves taking 1 city, 5 cities. If you don't give them, you will not go and all that. Look, we are monitoring them. And very soon we will come out with videos to expose some of the police. Let me also use this opportunity to salute the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, for the good economic figures that we are seeing, the economic freedom we are seeing, the gains Ghanaians are enjoying, which we haven't seen it in the past 8 years under President Akufo-Addo. And we are pleading with the prosecutorial system to punish those who have siphoned our money for the past 8 years. We are pleading with the Attorney General, the Yoko, and the rest. They have to come together to make sure we get our monies back. It's too much. And wherever the former finance minister is, they should bring him to this country to face the rigors of the law. If you can remember, any time he goes to Parliament to read the budget, he will quote the Bible. That's wearing right. A white shirt. The shirt that is even whiter than the snow. Meanwhile, our monies were going under the drain. We were suffering, Ghanaians were crying for economic improvement. And they would tell us Ukraine and whatever war. Today, those war and other they are still going on. We should ask ourselves, how did President Mahama and his finance minister, including the deputy finance minister, Honorable Thomas Appiah-Ampofo, and the rest, Sami Jemfi, look at the work they are doing to stabilize the economy. And I'll finally plead with Ghanaians. Please, we've been crying for 8 years for cities to go down, petrol to go down. And these things have been stabilized for the past 11 months. So let Ghanaians also enjoy. Those who are selling, our mothers, our businessmen and women, we are going to buy something and they will look, they hit the under and you will not get the quantity of the item you are buying. And then Sunday we rush to church. Please, God don't like that. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that passionate appeal indeed. Let me get on to my next caller. Hello, good morning. Who's speaking?
Yeah, good morning, my sister. How are you?
I'm doing great. Who's on the line?
Yeah, this is Frederick.
Sure, let's hear you, please.
Yeah, my sister, I hope you are doing well.
I'm doing fantastic.
We thank God. My greetings to Ghanaians, especially the members of the New Patriotic Party, for the good work that they are doing for Malagana. Minority in Parliament, they are very super and like the way that they are matching the minority, exposing their lies and propaganda. You win power, you lie to Ghanaians. Now Ghanaians has given you the mandate. You are still lying in government. You see,
which lie has caught your attention so far?
Pardon?
I said, which lie has caught your attention so far?
A lot. Sanitary part is one of them. 24-hour economy is another disaster. You understand? You job for the boy, job for Ghanaians. They told Ghanaians they are going to create over 800,000 jobs for Ghanaians this year, and we've seen nothing. Not even 5 jobs that they created for Ghanaians. Sanitary part, yes, proper, always at 70 cedi in my local provision store here. So why is the education minister got the price of 45 Ghana cedis? 45 cedi for one sanitary part. Even when we are going to order the huge quantity like that, the price will come down, especially China. The China can give it to you like 5 cedi or 4 cedi. So these are the Ghana money that NDC is fetching like as if Kelewele. And their communicators will come to radio and be speaking, dipping into the eyes of Ghanaians. Because they are benefiting from 20,000 Ghana cedis per constituency every month. That is why they will come and be covering this and be calling on Kenoforiata. What is the charge against Kenoforiata as compared to Collins Dauda, who has squandered over 200 million Ghana cedis inside human housing projects?
The OSP says he has
Minister today,
charges.
Also squander ambulance money. And today, NDC people say Kenoforiata to come. We wanted to know the charges. The Auditor General is saying that the audit report shows that Parliament approved the funds of National Cathedral that have been paid to the contractor. So what is the charge against Kenoforiata? Why the fugitive of the NDC, Ferdinand Tamako, is in the bush there, running away from her judgment? NDC cannot bring her to come and face the vigors of the law. They are lying on Kenoforiata and the rest. We want a proof, not social media judgment. That is what we Ghanaians are calling for. NDC cannot lie to Ghanaians. When we give them the power, the mandate, they will be jeopardizing with the peace of Ghanaians. Look at all the lies in parliament. Everywhere they are lying. They can create jobs. First time in the history that even common military recruitment, we have to lose lives of Ghanaians. Well, they don't have shame. NDC don't have shame. Drone delivery system. That Dr. Baumia that they say he has no vision. Implemented a drone delivery system that is helping the ordinary Ghanaian. Remote areas that supply various dreams and the rest on time. That saves lives of millions of Ghanaians. NDC cannot even provide that service to Ghanaians. They have to collapse that achievement as well. It's a big shame. And these NDC comments are calling this Mahama is doing well. Which well? This just go that mess up the economy. We cannot eat. We cannot afford 3 square meals a day. They say dollar. The dollar is not reflecting in our pocket. Go to the market today. The bills that we used to buy 30 cedis per local is now 45 cedis. What is the benefit of the dollar? We are asking.
Thank you. Important questions you're asking this morning. Thank you for your call. Let me take my last caller, and then we'll get into some sports. Hello, good morning. Who's calling?
Helen, this is your brother Maestro calling from the city within the city.
Maestro, great to hear your voice. How are you doing this morning?
I'm good, Helen. How's my man, Johnny?
He's doing fantastic.
The whole of Mamobi, everybody is listening to the Johnny. They are asking of the bike.
Come and buy. He'll come and buy it. Fear not.
People are trying to lie. But when Johnny come and buy, people will know the difference between truth and the lie.
Absolutely.
We are speaking as a Ghanaian. Let me say good morning to my MP, Honorable Jaja, and his wife, Aja Farida Jaja. They are doing the listing. And you see, Ellen, I'm inviting your people to a program on the 4th of December. We are going to do a short cutting of inner drainage in Iowa, so of the whole of Mamobi.
Oh, I see.
All of the 12 electoral areas. We are going to make sure that all the gadgets are covered and done well. Ellen, I'm going to speak as a Ghanaian, not in the NDC or ABC. If the truth is truth, only come and lie that price of goods and services has not come down. Which you are not going to market, or you are not a married man. Yes, I've seen it. I've been taking car from here to Dodo, and I've seen that the lorry price has come down. So it is true. You see, sometimes where we are now, you can't lie. You can't lie. Please, we have seen a change under President Mahama. We have seen a change. And so if today, because of you are not with NDC, you want to come and lie, Ghanaians know the truth. You can't lie to people. Today, things that we used to buy at 1,000 something, now it's come down. The oil, the rice, and everything. It is all over the market. I don't know which market is shopping from. And let me end by saying that we are getting to the Christmas season. I'm appealing to drivers. You see, Ellen, they are taking advantage of with the passengers. You know what? Instead of them to charge straight fare, they'll ask you that, oh, I'm going to this place, so pay this. When you get there, you want to continue again and then end up getting the old fare. So we are appealing to them. They shouldn't take advantage of Ghanaians. Price of fuel is down. Let people also see. You see, when we are doing that to our people, ourselves, we are causing the problem. We are Muslims, we are Christians. We have to fear God. If the government is doing well, let people see it. You know, this guy was coming this morning crying that it's not reflected. Maybe he should check his people. People that are so wicked. The maize is down, the rice is down. But see, what you're going to buy, they serve you like the way they serve under MDP. Let me end finally and say that what happened at Elwak is a stampede. You understand me? We witness people dying because of what someone wants to become a president. They kill and shoot people. People die. Is it not worried about that? Or for us, if it's genuine, I've never done anything. They should walk here and come. Today you are talking about my good friend Mawuena to go and check himself. You understand?
Yes.
If he's not well, he cannot wait. Today, right. Mawuena, please, Ellen wants you to be fit and giving us a new center. So go and do your checking, and then we'll see you alive.
We'll make sure.
Let me end finally and say that Ghana is moving forward. Ghana is good, and the President Mahama will see changes. We will not repeat what happened under MPP. Never again in this country. Have a good morning. God bless you.
God bless you too. And this is where we park it for our phone calls this morning. Mutala Yakubu is in the building. We're going to be getting into some sports. Mutala, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Helen.
I feel like I haven't seen you in 10,000 years.
Yeah.
Where have you been hiding?
Well, I've been in and out of Accra because of the Ghana Premier League.
Of course.
Usually I'm on the road. Today you are in Takwa, tomorrow you are in BBNE, Kumasi, just roaming across Ghana, trying to bring people the best of football coverage as TV3 and Onuya have done for some time now. But it's been fun, adventurous,
nice.
But it's been tiring as well.
I hope you've been checking your pressure. Today I'm employing all of us. Check your pressure.
Of course. And I'm beginning to appreciate these mothers who go long distance to go and bring goods, especially our mothers. They tell us so some go to Nigeria, some go to Senegal.
Yeah,
I mean, being on the road is not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not as if they go with flights. They sit in buses to Nigeria and all these places. It's not easy.
My mother used to do that. She used to sell material at Medina Market, and she used to go on the road. Ikamasa, you do all. And to all our mothers who are on the road, Mutala has now experienced what it is that you guys are going through. Long haul on the roads. But yesterday I caught some of the UEFA Champions League action. In particular, the Chelsea-Barca game. That was where my focus
looks like
was.
The whole world came to a standstill because of that game. Everyone wanted to see what will happen.
4 disallowed goals.
Yeah. I mean, Chelsea were unplayable on the day. It could have been worse for Barcelona. To go for over 80 minutes without even playing a shot on target should tell you how. And this is a match made in heaven. Chelsea fans had always wanted this game.
That's right.
Especially when that young kid burst onto the scene, Lamine Yamal.
Yeah.
Everyone wanted to see how he would fare against a club like Chelsea. I mean, for now, the bragging rights is with Chelsea. They've silenced Barcelona, and I'm sure Barca will take the L and want to come back hard. But unfortunately, the new format for the UEFA Champions League, when you play a team now, you may not meet them again until the knockout stage. So maybe Barcelona, I'm not sure they will wish to play Chelsea again as it stands.
Hey, they might say that they're coming back fortified, stronger, fitter. You never know.
Ellen, there's something in this world. We'll be team we share 100 times or 100 times.
The sports is up next. Time check, some 2 minutes to the top of the hour. Still 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
Against Basek Holy Stars. And also there's MTN FA Cup action, as most of the Premier League clubs would also be in action. In Europe, it was a baptism of fire for Barcelona as they were humbled by Chelsea in the UEFA Champions League. That plus more right here on Sunrise. Let's start off with the local scene where Asante Kotoko head coach Karim Zito is making sure his players stay alert and respect every opponent as they continue their campaign in the Ghana Premier League. He believes that every match against Kotoko becomes a big occasion for the other clubs, so his team must always stay focused and prepared. The Porcupine Warriors travel to the AAKI Stadium on Wednesday, that is today, to face Basake Holy Stars in their standing match week 3 fixture. Zito has reminded his players that teams raise their game when they face Kotoko, and the pressure and excitement around such games can push opponents to play their best.
Well, this will not deceive us, because, as I said, every match against Kotoko is a tough match. Whether the team plays well or not against Kotoko is a different issue altogether. The supporters and everybody will be there. Look at what happened yesterday. I don't think ever since we started the league they had such supporters in the field like yesterday. Everybody was happy. Both Samates and then Kotoko supporters were happy. They were jubilating. It's only for us and to Kotoko. So wherever we go with people, and then the motivation there is we have to play and win. Other than that, it can't be. Even a player gets sick, he will tell you play because it's Kotoko. So we know it, and I've sensitized them about it. So they have to be ready with any other game. There's no underrating, no undersizing any club.
Karim Zito is the head coach of Asante Kotoko. Still on the local front, while Mediama head coach Ibrahim Tanko wants the side fully prepared as they head into the FA Cup clash against lower division side Rose Park Academy. Now, Tanko believes every match deserves the same level of work and attention no matter the opponent. With the game set for today at the TNA Stadium, he's pushing his players to stay sharp and maintain their winning mentality.
No, I think, like they always say, the MTN FA Cup will be and you'll be. So we are taking the game serious. I mean, Rose Park losing their last game doesn't give us, free hands to win against them. So we have to work hard, and this is what we are doing. And I hope that on Wednesday it will be, we will win the game.
Remember, that one is a father and son affair because Rose Park FC or Academy is a feeder club to Mediama SC. Now, so on the MTN FA Cup, Bechem United head coach Kobna Emisa has stressed his team's resolve to improve, insisting that they are currently underrated due to poor performances in the Ghana Premier League. The team currently sits in the relegation zone of the league table with 10 points from the first 11 matches. The Hunters will take on Adriana FC in around 64 today. Let's hear from the head coach of the side, that is Kobna Emisa.
Oh boy, maybe impossible. With a performance will be under it as a yard, but it will take them by surprise this time around, because this is a correction. It will be now you who team now here correct me. A boys more improve day after day. It immediately say we can repeat what happened the last time. I don't need Bichibo FA Cup.
That is Kobna Emisa there. Now, his opposite number, that is Shoba Aristica of Adriana, also has spoken ahead of the game.
Only one game. If you lose this game, you go outside from the competition, and it's more mental and from the player ready from not have any mistake inside in the game. The personal mistake need to forget from this game, and concentration inside in the pitch from our plan. Now the Bechim, the last 3 game, what the coach knew coming is changed the tactic. I think is more organization inside in the pitch, and it's one game hard for us. But the player need to understand he play home, and need go inside about is our plan. Go from this competition from the last station, like play the final, and this is the plan. Wednesday go inside in the game and try the best and win this game.
Shoba Aristika is the head coach of Eduana. We'll be heading to Europe shortly, but before we bring you that, let's look at an inspiring story of courage, and purpose from the shores of Busia, where Navy officer AB2 Sarah Kuto is embarking on the remarkable 3.1 kilometer endurance swim to Abokwa Island, a challenge she calls Waves of Hope. Her mission is to raise funds for special needs facility for children of service personnel and to empower women to embrace strength, resilience, and the world of swimming. This is a story of one woman using the power of the ocean to make a lasting difference. My colleague Barak Minta Brown tells the story.
A quiet dawn breaks over Ghana's western region. Gentle waves curl and release against the shores of Buzwa Beach, sliding over the feet of a lone swimmer, preparing for a journey few have ever dared to attempt. In a world where resilience is often spoken of but rarely tested, one Ghanaian woman has chosen the ocean itself as her proving ground. Her name is AB2 Sarah Akuto, a proud officer of the Ghana Navy. Driven by purpose, discipline, and compassion, Sarah embarks on a record-setting 3.1 kilometer endurance swim from Buzwa Beach to Abokwa Island. But this is no ordinary athletic challenge. This is a mission of hope.
I want to use this opportunity and also this record setting to tell the world that we need their support to help our CDSS project and this initiative to come true, because these kids are very, very vulnerable and important to us.
She calls her journey Waves of Hope, a symbolic voyage designed to shine a light on the overlooked needs of a very special group, children of Ghana's service personnel living with special needs within the 5 garrison. Her swim supports the Chief of Defense Staff's initiative to build a dedicated facility that will offer care, support, therapy, and meaningful opportunities for these children. It is a dream she hopes to help actualize, one determined stroke at a time.
It will relieve these personnel from taking their children to that special services school outside the barracks. So if you have it within the barracks, then it means it will make them take care of the children within the barracks, and it will also enable them concentrate on their work.
But Sarah's mission does not end with charity. As she moves with discipline, both in uniform and in the deep blue, she embodies strength and possibility. Through this challenge, she champions the voice of women across Ghana, especially those who dare to compete in fields and sports traditionally dominated by men. For many of her colleagues and senior officers, this journey is more than an accomplishment. It is a shared pride.
As a female commander, I'm so proud. I'm very happy of what Sarah is doing currently. Very, very happy with it. And it is challenging females that they can also do something like that to support.
Swimming alone in the water, she carries with her the dreams of many children, the pride of the Ghana Naval Force, and countless aspirations of women. For 3 Sports, Barak Minta Brown, Buzia Beach, Western Region.
My colleague Barak Minta Brown with that beautiful story. Now let's head to Europe, because last night it was the UEFA Champions League. League returned last night on a dramatic note with some interesting results that we had in all the games that were played. Now we start off with that game between Benfica, where they beat Ajax by 2-0, with Saint Union Giroa also stunning Galatasaray by 1-0. Borussia Dortmund crashed Villarreal by 4-0. With Chelsea, the biggest game of the night against Barcelona, it was a bloodbath for the Blues as they won by 3-0. Juventus also edged Bodo Glimt by 3-2 with Napoli, and they beat Karabakh by 2-0. And Marseille came from behind to defeat Newcastle by 2-1. Leverkusen also shocked Manchester City by beating them 2-0. And there was also that game where Slavia Praha played out a goalless draw against Athletic Club. Now, after Chelsea's emphatic victory, head coach of the side, Enzo Maresca, praised his team's performance and believes it's a moral booster ahead of their big clash this weekend against Arsenal.
For me, personally, as you said, it's a big win, especially because the other team was Barcelona. But nothing changed in terms of what team we are, what we can achieve. So for sure it's important tonight game, but no more than that. It's finished. Now focus on the next one that it's difficult again.
Barcelona head coach Hansi Flick also said that his side started the game well, but the red card in the first half complicated things for them.
We started very well in the game. We had a big chance to score the first goal. The first goal, and of course with the red card, everything changed. So it's not easy against this fantastic team to come back with 10 players, so with one player less. So for me, we have to accept this defeat, but I'm also looking very positive for the next games.
Elsewhere in Manchester, it was about the offers for Pep Guardiola, whose side were beaten by Bayern Leverkusen. Now, Pep Guardiola is the manager of Manchester City, and he believes the heavy rotation cost them the game.
Yeah, too many changes, so it's a good. Yeah, I what I said always, I believe that the long seasons every 2 days, 3 days, 2 days, 3 days, everybody has to involve, but maybe it was too much seeing the result. I think they play to don't make a mistake, and still to play to do what you have to do, and what you are thinking to avoid, to don't punish the team. You are not free, you are not relaxed, but not just with the ball, without the ball. We were close but not aggressive enough, and they are a really, really good team. Congratulate, of course, Leverkusen, but yeah, it's what it is. I take absolutely full responsibility, but also I think I see them, and I like to everybody be involved, be a football player. When you are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, don't play. Is it's tough, but yeah, maybe it was too much.
Pep Guardiola is the manager of Manchester City. Champions League action continued today with Arsenal taking on Bayern Munich in the headline fixture. There's also Copenhagen, who came up against Kiryat Almaty, with Pafos facing Monaco. And Atletico Madrid will battle Internacional Milan, with Frankfurt also taking on Atalanta. Liverpool will be hosting PSV, with Olympiacos challenging Real Madrid. And there's Paris Saint-Germain coming up against Tottenham Hotspur, with Sporting also clashing against Club Brugge in the Trillion Nights. Ahead of the big one at the Emirates Stadium, head coach of Arsenal, Mikel Arteta, is optimistic that the side's chances will be a big one against this Bayern Munich team.
That we are prepared. That's it. Be prepared for what is coming, and then focus on ourselves. Yeah, well, what we've done in the last 4 or 5 years, and obviously the turnaround has been big, and we believe it was very necessary to create the spine. We could not do it in one window or 2 windows. We needed time to do it, and we brought players, especially, that they can complement each other really well, which is great, and they are performing at the highest level. So yeah, we continue to, now while we have them, keep evolving them.
That is Mikel Arteta. Now let's hear from his opposite number, Vincent Kompany.
So I'm not sure how I will see the game, but I know what they will say. So then they will say, well, we'll be in the quarterfinal, and then hopefully we'll be in the quarterfinals, and then they'll say the same about the semifinal and then about the final. So they keep moving the goalpost further up. So that's why it's not that important for me. So we won our first 4 games. That was important. And everyone knew, you saw the names: Chelsea at home, Arsenal away, PSG away, and then a few other teams like PSV and Bruges. They are not easy either. So we've done our homework so far. We can hope we can continue with that. But at the moment, I think I said that about 3 weeks ago. So it's probably the hardest task for us to play against this team, but that we are here. That's why we are here. We want that.
Vincent Kompany there. Now, one other team that is desperate for points tonight is Liverpool, who are experiencing their toughest spell yet under their new manager, Arne Slot. Ahead of tonight's match, Slot addressed the club's struggles and stressed the urgent need for improvement.
How I would describe that as ridiculous almost. Something I didn't expect to be in. Not at any club I was ever going to work at, let alone if you play at Liverpool. If you not play, I wish I played. If you manage Liverpool. So that is unbelievable. I've said many times over here, you cannot find, if you even can find an excuse, you will never find enough excuses to make it that you perform like this. So that's unexpected for the club, for me, for everyone.
That is Arne Slot, the manager of Liverpool there. And that brings us to the end of the sports updates here on 3FM Sunrise. My name is Mutale Akubu. There's more sports on all our socials at 3 Sports GH. Don't go nowhere. The show continues after this.
.7 3 FM. 92.7 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 3 FM.
And the rest of the sports team. Time check, it is some 20 minutes past the hour of 8. You're still live here on 3FM Sunrise, on 3FM 92.7, and it is a winning season once again. This time we're not just chasing wins, we are collecting them. Now the luckiest is back again. It is bigger, it is better. The chances to change your life. Now let me show you 2 easy ways to get in the game. First, you grab your phone, simply dial *712#. That's *712#. Choose option 1 to buy a ticket for yourself, or option 2 to buy for someone else. Now, do you want the system to generate a lucky ticket for you? You go with option 1 again. Prefer to choose your own lucky ticket number? That's option 2. Confirm your payment with Momo, and boom, you are in. Now for the online way, simply head over to theluckiestafrica.com. That's theluckiestafrica.com and register. You simply tap on community tickets to either pick your own lucky number or let the system choose one for you. You can also buy a ticket for someone else. When it's time to pay, use Momo if you are in Ghana, or pay with your card if you are abroad. One ticket can multiply your money by 500 times, and your entire community could win 10 times over. This is your golden chance. Hop on and let's get lucky together, because luck is everywhere. From your loved ones abroad should never be complicated. With CBG money transfer services, you enjoy a fast, secure, and convenient way to access your funds abroad. Visit any CBG branch nationwide to receive transfers from leading global partners, including Easy Remit, Western Union, MoneyGram, Ria, Unity Link, Pay Angel, Transfast, Tap Send, TerraPay, and Tunes. All you need is your valid national ID, phone number, and transfer reference number, and will ensure a smooth, stress-free experience from start to finish. Do call 030-221-6000. That's 030-221-6000. You can also email talktous@cbg.com.gh. That's talktous@cbg.com.gh, or reach on Facebook, Instagram, and on X. Terms and conditions do apply. Something truly exciting is happening this weekend. It is Black Friday weekend, and the Junction Mall is the only place to be. Get ready for massive discounts of up to 70% across your favorite shops. Shop big, dip and win exciting surprise giveaways, and enjoy live music performances that will keep the energy high all weekend long. Bring the entire family. There'll be fun-packed activities for the kids, lots of entertainment, and unbeatable deals everywhere you turn. This Black Friday weekend, choose the Junction Mall, your #1 shopping and ultimate Christmas destination. Don't miss out. Shop, dip, win, and celebrate at the Junction Mall. The Junction Mall. Join, explore, shop, enjoy. Excited, getting yourselves prepped and ready for the ultimate Christmas party. You haven't already decided on your white attire for the 3FM All White Party, what exactly are you waiting for? Because this December, the waves, the lights, and the music are calling. It's the 3FM All White Party Beach Edition and coming to you live from the Labadi Beach Hotel. And this year, we're turning paradise into the biggest December showdown of 2025. And wait, we're not coming small because Stonebwoy is coming, Kofi Kenata is coming, and let's just say, more surprise artists are loading. Now listen up. Listen up, guys. Get closer to your radio. If you want to experience this night the right way, you're going to need a table so that you can set your bag down. Listen, take your shoes off if the need be. 3 levels, 3 moods, 1 unforgettable night. Now we have the platinum table for the ones who don't do average. Private space, prestige, premium treatment. And then we have our diamond package, and that's where luxury meets energy. Now if you go for our gold package, you're bold, you're vibrant, and you are right in the heart of the party. Don't wait till it sells out. If you and your squad are ready to own the night, simply call or WhatsApp us 053-2200-927. That's 053-2200-927. Book your table. The countdown has begun. It's a 3FM All White Party Beach Edition, where paradise meets the party. That you've got to look nowhere but at Rosebank International University College, and they have a wide range of courses to choose from. Now fuel your expertise, empower your career, strengthen your organization in the oil industry. In today's competitive energy market, success depends on how well you understand the business behind the barrel. So don't miss this exclusive training program on downstream petroleum operations and price risk management by Rosebank International University College. Master the skills to navigate price volatility, improve supply chain efficiency, and boost profitability. Have the knowledge that fuels performance. Now it's happening on the 6th, the 13th, and the 20th of December 2025. The venue is the Rosebank International University College at Appiah House, Airport, Accra. Now, this course is designed specifically for professionals in energy, finance, oil marketing companies, bulk distribution firms, and petroleum logistics. This special training will deepen your knowledge of the downstream value chain from supply, storage, and distribution to pricing and regulatory compliance. And it's facilitated by seasoned industry experts with years of experience in petroleum marketing, trading, and policy regulation. This is your chance to stay ahead in a fast-changing industry. Register now by calling 030-700-7800. You can also reach Fred on 020-937 8943. That is 020-937 8943 or simply visit www.riuc.edu.gh. In today's fast-paced business world, smart leaders don't just work harder, they work smarter. That's why successful companies are switching to cloud-based accounting with QuickBooks. Register for this special tailor-made training by Rosebank International University College on cloud-based accounting with QuickBooks online training and learn how to manage finances anytime, anywhere. Whether you're an accountant, business owner, or finance student, this hands-on workshop will empower you to work smarter, faster, and more securely. Learn how to automate your bookkeeping, track cash flow in real time, generate instant reports, and access your financial data securely, anytime, anywhere. Now, it's happening on the 29th of November all the way through to the 6th of December and also on the 13th of December 2025 at the Rosebank International University College at Appiah House Airport, Accra. It's designed especially for SME owners, finance managers, and corporate professionals who want to stay ahead of the curve. This hands-on session will be led by certified QuickBooks experts with real-world experience, helping businesses go digital and boost efficiency. Don't play with the chicks, soar like the eagle. Take your company's accounting to the cloud. Be counted among those who are ready to bring change to their business. Now you can register now by calling 030-700-7800. You can also reach Fred on 02-0937-8943 or visit www.riuc.edu.gh. Negotiation skills and ability to turn challenges into opportunities. Do you want to lead with confidence and resolve conflicts like a pro? Do you want to master the art of effective negotiations and conflict management with confidence? Then don't miss the 3-day corporate training program on effective negotiation and conflict management skills by Rosebank International University College. Join top industry experts to learn powerful practical strategies to sharpen your skills on how to build consensus, resolve disputes, and achieve better outcomes, whether in business leadership or in everyday life. Empower yourself and your organization. Negotiate smart and lead effectively. It's happening on the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th of December at the Rosebank International University College at Appiah House Airport, Accra. Now, who should attend this 3-day training? Well, apart from managers at all levels, sales and executives, sales and marketing executives and practitioners, union leaders, board members, everyone needs to have the ability to negotiate whether at the family or church level. Limited seats are available and you can register now by calling 030-700-7800. You can also reach Fred on 020-937-8943 or simply visit www.riuc.edu.gh. FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
This December, give your kids what they really want. Your time, your full attention. Cerelac in partnership with 3FM presents Family Fun Day. #FamilyLat 2025. A full day adventure packed with games, family competitions, live performances happening Friday, 5th December at Good Park from 9 a.m. To register your family for free, dial *928*12*11#. For vendor bookings or inquiries, call or WhatsApp us on 053-11-00927 or 053-220-0927. Family Fun Day, powered by Cerelac and brought to you by 3FM. This December, give your kids what they really want. Your time, your full attention. Cerelac in partnership with 3FM presents Family Fun Day. #FamilyLat 2025. A full day adventure packed with games, family competitions, live performances happening Friday, 5th December at Good Park from 9 a.m. To register your family for free, dial *928*12*11#. For vendor bookings or inquiries, call or WhatsApp us on 053-11-00927 or 053-220-0927. Family Fun Day, powered by Cerelac and brought to you by 3FM. This December, give your kids what they really want. Your time, your full attention. Cerelac in partnership with 3FM presents Family Fun Day. #FamilyLat 2025. A full day adventure packed with games, family competitions, live performances happening Friday, 5th December at Good Park from 9 a.m. To register your family for free, dial *928*12*11#. For vendor bookings or inquiries, call or WhatsApp us on 053-11-00927 or 053-220-0927. Family Fun Day, powered by Cerelac and brought to you by 3FM. This December, give your kids what they really want. Your time, your full attention. Cerelac in partnership with 3FM presents Family Fun Day. #FamilyLat 2025. A full day adventure packed with games, family competitions, live performances happening Friday, 5th December at Good Park from 9 a.m. To register your family for free, dial *928*12*11#. For vendor bookings or inquiries, call or WhatsApp us on 053-11-00927 or 053-220-0927. Family Fun Day, powered by Cerelac and brought to you by 3FM.
92.7 3FM. 92.7 3FM. 92.7 3FM. 92.7 3FM. 92.7 3FM. 92.7 3FM. 92.7 3FM. 92.7 3FM. 92.7 3FM. 92.7 3FM. 92.7 3FM. 92.7 3FM. 92.7 3FM. 92.7 3FM. 92.7 3FM. 92.7 3FM. 92.7 3FM. 92.7 3FM. 92.7
3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Thank you so much for returning to us, and thank you so much for choosing us this morning. We're going to be getting into our big conversation for the morning. And it's one that we touched on very briefly this morning during the news review segment. Now, the Police Council, as you might have been aware or might be aware, had recommended IGP Christian Tete Yohonu's re-engagement. Well, that has received a stamp of approval. But of course, the conversation certainly does not end there. It would appear that government has some tough questions to answer this morning. So we're certainly sinking our teeth into this matter. But let me say good morning and a very warm welcome to my guest in studio. Mr. Gabson Kofi Raphael is General Secretary, National Council of Parent Teacher Association. Gabson, hello, good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning, Helen. How are you too?
I'm doing all right. I hope you've had breakfast this morning, or not yet.
Great to be on your show.
I take it as a not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet, but in due course.
Because of the way you put a ration us here. So.
Oh, that's the reason why. Yes. Typically, what would you have started the morning with?
I eat heavy food.
Oh, wow. And that carries you through the day?
Most part of the day, because I'm a bit workaholic. So
I see. So you get it.
Sometimes forget
to
my eating habits. So when I get a heavy food, I move with it. Anything that comes is a bonus.
I like that strategy. Well, with a heavy breakfast comes heavy opinions. But today we are running on an empty tank. So let's see what we can do with that energy. Before we get into the conversation proper, let's talk a little bit about IGP Christian Tete Yohonu. For the uninitiated, he was appointed Inspector General of Police on March 13th, 2025. So what is that? Some 6 months ago, something along those lines. Sworn into office by President John Dramani Mahama on March 14th, 2025, and he currently stands as the 31st Inspector General of Police. Christian Tete Yohonu is the 25th Ghanaian to lead the Ghana Police Service since independence. So that number, as quoted before, covers those who had the mantle pre-independence. He took over from Dr. George Ekufu Dampare. Now, let's talk about this recommendation coming from the Peace Council and his re-engagement as Inspector General of Police. And this is the President's response to said recommendation. It reads as follows. I write to inform you that following the recommendation of the Peace Council and in accordance with the relevant provisions governing the administration of the Ghana Police Service, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, President of the Republic, has approved your re-engagement for an additional 2 years upon the attainment of the statutory retirement age in December 2025. Your re-engagement takes effect from the 28th of December 2025. During this period, you shall continue to serve as the Inspector General of Police and discharge the duties and responsibilities attached to the office. The President's decision reflects the Council's firm conviction that your continued leadership is essential to sustaining ongoing reforms, strengthening operational effectiveness, and ensuring stability with the Ghana Police Service at this critical period. You are kindly requested to indicate your acceptance of this re-engagement in writing within 3 days upon receipt of this letter. Please accept, Mr. Inspector General, the assurances of the highest consideration of His Excellency, the President. All right, so that was the response of the President to that recommendation by the Council. We're examining this conversation in the broader context of retirement ages, service contract extensions, what our own president had intimated before he assumed office as president. If you are an ardent listener of 3FM 92.7, you might have heard our resident biter, Johnny, talk about let the retirees go, let the young grow, and how sometimes we see a stifling in some of these institutions because that progress is just not seen. You have individuals who take up certain positions and don't seem to, move an inch for others to also take up the mantle. Gabson, what are your initial thoughts on this and how keenly have you followed this conversation so far?
First of all, thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity to be part of your show this morning. On behalf of parents of Ghana, we wish to commend you for the good work you've been doing for God and country, and also making sure that you put state institutions and anybody who is part of leadership on their toes, so that at least for the sake of the country, Ghana, we can get the best out of the lot that we have in our system. On this note, let me say also that on this particular issue, when I just came here and I saw it on your show, what came to mind first was to look whether there were constitutional impediments or constitutional imperatives that grants the president the right, that unfettered right, to take that decision. And for that matter, when you read chapter 15 of the Constitution, page 133, the police service, it speaks to Article 200, speaks about there shall be a police service of Ghana, and no person or authority shall raise any police service except by or under the authority of an act of parliament. And when it goes further, it talks about the 201 talks about the establishment of the police council, which shall consist of the vice president, who shall be the chairman, the minister responsible for internal affairs as interior, the inspector general of police, the attorney general or representative, a lawyer, and all the, it talks about the composition. And it also talks about the role of who appoints the inspector general. The 202 says that the inspector general shall be appointed by the president, acting in consultation with the Council of State. So it clearly shows a roadmap, how it's done. If you read the communique and you read the issues that have come, you cannot see any place that you can speak to any constitutional breach. And the same constitution also accepts the fact that government has the right, if you see that you have some unique talent and exceptional service that you've rendered to the country, and we still think that you still have the energy, you still have the vibe, you still have the integrity, you still have the knowledge, and you still have the capacity to still run the show, as government's, it's a privilege and it's a right for government to decide to retain you or not. I also agree with those who say that if somebody has been in public service for a while and has stayed in a particular office for some particular period of time, and he has retired, they should allow him to go honorably. But in the case of this Yohono, it's an isolated case. If you look at the circumstance and as his tenure and appointment, if people were saying that if he's not getting more than a year, in the first place, the president should have been appointed. They should get somebody who can stay there in terms of longevity. But in the wisdom of the president and looking at the police architecture and looking at the way he worked closely with Dampare and the way they were able to transition us from one democratic government into another, and they were able to manage the conduct of the elections. And after that, how he has been able to bring morale and boost the morale of the police administration, has been able to make sure that at least there's some level of civility and the security of the state architecture of the country has been improved tremendously. I am based in Atebubu, and on that stretch, from anything from Ejura to Yeji, Atebubu to Kwame Danso to Kajeji to Kojokrom, that enclave, the truth of the matter is that armed robbery has been under ascendancy for a long time. But since he took over and there were appeals, we've seen that that issue has come down. We are not saying that we are totally out of the woods, but the rate at which you could hear our stories in the media landscape, you can go and search.
Right.
And you can see the last time you heard about major armed robbery incidents on this, just last week or so, that we heard that another one happened. But for some time now, he has been able to improve upon the security situation.
You attribute that to the leadership of
IGP. Yes, it's leadership. Everything rises and falls on leadership.
Right.
You can't take it away. You sit in the show. If anything goes well, they'll give the credit to you. Whether your producer did well or not, they don't see the producer. It is you they see.
That's right.
You are the one holding the fort. You are the one showing the face of 3FM. And for that matter, every rise and falls on you. So we are on Sunrise Show. If the sun rises very well for every Ghanaian today, this morning, they'll give credit to you. If it doesn't rise well, they'll give the backlash to you. But management will take the chunk of the blame. And that is the president. He's the commander-in-chief. So if he has that power to take that decision, and he didn't sidestep any legal process. He didn't sidestep any due process of law. He went through the due process of law, and he has done that. I just think that we just need to, first of all, commend His Excellency the President, and also commend the IGP for at least proving to us that he has what it takes to do that work. And as we congratulate him, we should know that we still demand more from him. The 2 years ahead of him, we want to see that he will prove to us that the best is yet to come out of the police administration. This is what we expect, nothing more, nothing less.
Right.
So that at least people who have issues about his appointment, at the end of the day, after reflection, can I just say, oh, they are justified, or they will say that, oh, this one there, we got it wrong, or probably the decision that was taken was one of the best decisions. So I don't see anything so much of a problem. I also understand when people raise the issues about let the retirees go, where we saw the executive secretary to the president, Dr. Callistus Mahama, PhD, wrote a letter earlier on saying that they were not going to grant any contract extension. You know, when
That's
governments...
right. In fact, and I want to pull up that communique.
Yeah, pull it
If we
up.
can pull it up. It's dated the 2nd of April 2025, because that is a big reason why we even have this conversation in focus. So very quickly, Gabson, let me read that one.
Yeah.
Again, it's coming from the Office of the President, dated the 2nd of April 2025, with the heading, Suspension of the Grant of Contract Appointments. Now, the grant of post-retirement contract appointments to retired public service staff has been suspended with immediate effects. Consequently, all requests for such appointments will no longer be considered, and also kindly take note this directive and ensure strict compliance. Gabson.
So I understand the circumstances of the times. The executive secretary is a secretary to the president. He acts based on directive from the president. So if the government has come in new and there are requests on the table and people are pushing papers to make sure that they can be granted contract extension, the president said that in his wisdom, as at that time, he is not settled to be sure of what decision he was taking, and he puts up this communique. It was just to tell everybody that, look, that particular issue for now is on hold. There is no any decision in that direction. But human beings as we are, time changes. As times move on and you feel that this one, you didn't get it wrong, you at that time it was right, but now you think that you have to amend your position. I don't see anything wrong with it. So I think that the whole controversy has to do with this letter.
That's right.
And then also the subsequent letter that has come. People are thinking that, oh, it's going to open the Pandora's box for more contract extensions and all this.
Is that not a possibility?
Well, if it's justified and it's in accordance with law and it doesn't violate any provisions of the Constitution, who am I to say I have issues with it? Because if you have issues with it and it violates any provision of the Constitution, the best forum is to go to the courts and make sure that the rule of law, not the rule of might, prevails. So we just have to look at it from that perspective and deal with it accordingly. But I'm saying that, for instance, I'm foreseeing, and it's a possibility, that we've just appointed a new Chief Justice, and looking at also his tenure, he's not more than a year or two, he might be going. If he performs well, and he's supposed to be granted contract, and looking at the way the Justice Appiah-Ampofo Boni, right?
Yes.
If you're looking at the way he has stayed long on the bench and the kind of things that have happened, sometimes we inflict our own issues on ourselves. Because if somebody is overqualified for something and you bypass the process and you put junior people to overhead this, these are some of the things that happens. When people also come and they think that, look, let's also give that person the opportunity to share his knowledge.
This is the consequence of that.
So these are the consequences of some of these, our actions and inactions.
Right.
But as far as they don't violate any law, and we are rather discussing emotions, but no, we are not discussing a position based on law, I would have a different view that, look, the president has not erred. We wish the IGP well, and we pray and hope that he works within expectations and is able to get the needed resources to be able to make sure that we can go home and sleep. When we are walking on the roadside, even 12 a.m., 1 a.m., nobody is able to snatch our phones from us. We walk in Ghana as if daytime, the way we work in the night, we work the same time, daytime, and we feel very safe and secure in our working environments, in our homes, and everywhere part of the country we find ourselves in.
Cecily Gabson, thank you so much for those thoughts. Let me introduce into the conversation Dr. Victor Doke. He's a security lecturer and also an analyst, no stranger to our 3FM Sunrise platform. Doc, hello, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing this morning?
I'm okay.
All right. Great to hear your voice. This morning, we're talking about the Police Council's recommendation for IGP Christian Tete Yohonu to be re-engaged and the President's stamp of approval on that. And my first question to you is, what are the security implications, both positive and negative, for extending IGP Yohonu's tenure for 2 years, if any, that is?
Thank you very much. I think implications, positive-wise, continuity is key. The period in which we are in will not be advisable for a change. We are in the festive season. There's a lot ongoing right now with regard to all task force business in the northern region, clamping down on illegal activities. And then also we look at how fast he was able to pick up the report which he was asked to. And he brought out the report and the recommendations for the president to act on. So I think these initial positives are what the council noted, for which he was recommended to continue with his tenure. But as for the negatives, I have any negative apart from the North elections where there were challenges in regard to security, irrespective of the numbers that were deployed. The lessons were learned. The most important thing is learning lessons and then quickly adapting and then implementing it than for you to repeat the same mistakes. So I think lessons were learned, and subsequently we saw the African by-election now was organized. By and large, going forward, I think we have a big task ahead of him to keep up with the momentum or even go higher. But anything less than that will mean that his credibility will become questionable.
And that's an interesting perspective, certainly, that you bring into the conversation, especially as you mentioned going into the festive season and what that continuity will mean for our security. Now, in your assessment, I mean, this is your field. Has the IGP's leadership led to measurable improvements in police operations? From where you stand, are you able to assess that, and what is your assessment?
Well, from where I sit, in police operations, it's a very big, aspect. You're thinking about operations, not just the personnel, not just the equipment, operational equipment, training, capacity building. These are ongoing processes. You won't have everything at the goal. So there are challenges. In every institution, yes, there are challenges. The welfare of the personnel are also, also things for you to look at. So all these things poses, a challenge. And as time goes on, we tackle it one by one. Let's look at the aspect of where we, recommended through promotion those personnel who were very proactive in arresting some suspects some few months back. So these are some of the, sanctions, positive sanctions we have implemented, which is giving morale generally in the service. And when we talk to one of the two personnel founders, we get to know that says that they like his leadership and would like him to continue because he's someone who carries everybody along with regard to the police management body. You won't see him in isolation. Wherever he goes, he carries the police management body along, and that is very key. Collaboration and coordination with all these commissioners there, okay? It's very essential that for you to succeed in the next 2 years, you need to also carry them along. But holistically, operations are ongoing processes. You won't have everything. I'm sure when you get to ask key members in the will tell you, yes, there are challenges. And this is what, as institutions, we always grapple with. But as much as operations are concerned, there is always room for improvement. Looking at this period, we need more visibility. It means what? Operational capacity, motorbikes for them, vehicles for them, training, weapons for them, all of these things.
Now, there's a phrase that Johnny coined. He said, let the retirees go, let the young grow. How does contract extensions for security sector leaders affect morale and professional progression, especially within police ranks?
In the context of this discussion, it doesn't really affect when you have this society who is doing well and have ticked all the boxes according to not just analysts or experts, also to the institution. Let's not forget, it's a political appointment. In as much as you want, or someone would want to even go for another person to come, the honor lies in the political hierarchy. And this is what has to come. If they see that this is good for him, everybody is coming along. And rest assured, the council will not take a decision without consulting all commissioners or those who are in line to become the next IG. These conversations must have been had for them to now settle on the fact that it needs to continue. For me, it doesn't affect morale in any way because if he's implementing the policy, he's implementing policies that will affect positively the welfare of the people, then trust me, you won't have any problem with regards to morale or defense in that regard. They will support him to start.
Now, let's move away even from the shores of Ghana and maybe get a sense of what it looks like out there. How does international best practice treat contract extensions for public security chiefs who are nearing retirement? Is it a no-no in other jurisdictions, or is this something that is commonplace across the globe?
It is a norm. Contract extensions is a norm. Because you're talking about the political aspect and security aspect. Now, in some jurisdictions, you have it that even before 6 months before your tenure ends, you will be asked to go on the sabbatical. But in this case, you have someone who's performing with a problem that becomes the aspect of you seeing that everything goes well. I'm sorry for that. Now, the best practice is that you have someone performing, you can ask the person to question in as much as you want to. I don't see anything.
Thank you for that, Doc. And the line hasn't been too clear, but we can still get a sense of what it is that you've said so far. So just two quick questions, and then we can park it here so that we can carry on in the conversation. Now, what safeguards then do you think should be put in place to prevent possible nepotism or favoritism when extending contracts at the top of security organizations? I'm not saying that is what is going on in this instance, but there is this idea that, well, the floodgates might open and that soon we could potentially be in a regime where it's not down to merit or performance, but we're seeing some type of favoritism. What safeguards do you think should be put in place?
Right. A simple answer to this. Also, our state institutions are able to come out with their own mechanisms and policies of succession. This is what we are going to deal with. And that also means that we have to look at the law. Because if the state institutions don't have a mechanism of policy with regards to succession, then you will have the winner-takes-all syndrome playing out in every sphere of the sector, not only the state. Okay, so this is just a simple strategy or policy or whatever I would suggest. Until we are able to do that, then it means we won't be able to have independent institutions who are able to look at their own successions without any political play or interest.
All right, I think we've ultimately lost Doc on the... Okay, Doc, you're back. I'll let you wrap up so I can let you go. We can't hear you too clearly.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yes.
So I was saying, until we have mechanisms and principles that institutions themselves have laid down, which is backed by law, we will always have the political hierarchy appointing and making decisions. And so what you said, there's some sort of like the criticism as to become, pretty cheap. But I see that if we are able to implement change the law, pass the institution suspension of the sector, to make some succession plan, then it helps us. We wouldn't have the political head making appointments, and then we won't have the structure about the citizen or belong to which faction or and then against this faction or whatever.
Doc, thank you so much for your time this morning and for speaking with us. Always grateful for your expert perspective. And that was Dr. Victor Doke, security lecturer and also analyst. But I still have Mr. Gabson Kofi Raphael in the studios, and we're still talking about the contract extension which has been granted for IGP Tete Yohonu. Gabson, there was some interesting thoughts put forth by Doc, especially talks about continuity around this festive period, and I thought that was an interesting angle because that kind of upheaval, change around this time might not provide for smooth security operations around this time, festive period. We know that things always get very energetic around this time with all manner of things happening. What do you make of that and any other assertions that he also made in that call?
I think that when people go into council to take a decision, and then the decision that they've taken, they look at circumstances and also look at the pace of work of the officer on whose behalf the state wants to take a decision, whether he should be retained or this thing. And I think that if you read the communique from the presidency, it clearly speaks to these issues, even though it didn't come straightforward to mention specifics. It says that since he took over, they've seen that he has been able to improve upon the general security situation in the country. And for the sake of continuity, there are some ongoing reforms that he spoke about. And then you need him to continue in terms of succession planning so that he can be able to actually anchor that thing to make sure that at least he navigates the country into safer grounds before he hands over to this. And so whatever my brother and friend is also speaking to are virtually attesting to some of these clear-cut benchmarks that they use to be able to do assess. They don't just give somebody assessment just as a political favor. They give it to you based on meritocracy. And I just think that the IGP has proven beyond reasonable doubt in the eyes of most discerning Ghanaians that, look, he deserves a contract extension. And if you read the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, Article 119, Clause 4, also speaks about how contract extension can be granted. It says that contract extension, according to Article 119, public officers who have attained the age of 60 years may be re-engaged for a limited period, not more than 2 years at a time, but not exceeding 5 full years. So the contract extension can be granted up to 5 years. So these are issues that most people, when they are speaking, they don't refer to that. So I just think that I'm saying that if there's any breach, and we are discussing the breach, I'm for it. As far as there's no breach, and the president has that powers to decide who to let that person to continue on behalf of us. If it goes well, we'll give the president the credit. If it doesn't go well, we'll flag him for that decision that he has taken. He has that discretionary power, but it should not be acted capriciously or arbitrarily. And since he took that decision in line with standard rules of procedure and engagement, I just think that we just have to allow this thing to slide and make progress. Yes.
Now, Emmanuel Kuting is the executive director for the Africa Center for Security and Counter-Terrorism, and he's put forth a press statement, and this is another view of the conversation. Now, it's titled, "On the President's Approval of a 2-Year Contract Extension for Inspector General of Police." Now, the Africa Center for Security and Counter-Terrorism has noted with concern President John Dramani Mahama's decision to approve a 2-year re-engagement for the Inspector General of Police, COP Christian Tete Yohonu, following the Police Council's recommendation. After careful consideration, the center finds itself unable to support this decision and wishes to place on record its objections. We recall that upon assuming office, this administration articulated an unambiguous policy position against granting contract extensions to heads of states institutions. This was not a campaign rhetoric, but a deliberate policy decision taken after government assumed power, ostensibly to promote institutional continuity, predictable succession, and merit-based progression within the public service. The decision to grant this extension barely months into the administration's tenure represents a significant departure from its stated policy. The centre views this action as undermining the credibility of the government's own reform commitments and sending mixed signals about its approach to institutional governance. First, we are compelled to ask a fundamental question. What single initiative has IGP Yohonu introduced or implemented that warrants this extension? Since his appointment in March 2025, we have not observed any transformative policy, operational innovation, or institutional reform that distinguishes his tenure and justifies the extraordinary measure of extending his service beyond statutory retirement. Secondly, this decision bears the unfortunate appearance of political patronage rather than merit-based institutional management. When a government abandons its own policy to extend the tenure of an appointee it placed in office, reasonable observers will question whether the decision serves the public interest or narrower political considerations. Third, the centre is deeply concerned about the implications for morale within the Ghana Police Service. The circumstances surrounding the removal of the former IGP, Dr. George Ekufu-Dampare, are still fresh in our minds. The contrast between his treatment and the preferential extension now granted to his successor raises uncomfortable questions about consistency, fairness, and the criteria by which police leadership is evaluated. Fourth, and perhaps most fundamentally, this decision undermines the principle that Ghana should build strong institutions rather than depend on strong men. Every extension granted to an individual at the top denies opportunities to qualified officers in line for advancement. It signals that progression depends not on institutional processes, but on political favor. It does go on a fair bit, so I'll truncate it here so we can talk more in the studio. But we're joined by Ebo Bachman, Deputy Director of Communication, United Party. Gentlemen, I might have to move it this way for these two microphones. I'm having an issue with this microphone. So, Ebo, if you don't mind moving up one bit for me, and then we can have a conversation. We're talking IGP Yohonu tenure extended. What do you make of that? Good to see you. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Ellie. I don't know why this has become an issue. You see, IMA institution has issued a statement, and in the statement, they made reference to something that is a policy position of the government. I don't know why. I don't know whether that is policy position. But if that is the policy position, then the position was to suspend, was suspension of that given contracts. Are you getting it? It was suspended, and it's something that is suspended is temporarily. It is not something that is terminated. Of course, it couldn't have been terminated because the Constitution wouldn't have allowed that. Because according to Article 199 of the Constitution, Clause 4, the President has that, if you like, that power to grant extension of contracts. And so, if the Constitution permits it, and what the position of the government at the time the letter was written was to suspend it. Of course, if you assume office and there's a situation of there's a chaotic situation, what you do is that you need to introduce what I call peace bestow situation, where you say, okay, let's suspend this for some time and let's ensure some stability in the system before. So I believe that probably they've done a lot of consultation, and they've come to the conclusion that this contract needs to be extended. If you don't want that thing to be there, let's remove it from the Constitution. Are you getting it? If you don't want it, if you don't want contract extension, then that amendment that was done in 1996 that allows for contract extension should be expunged from the Constitution. Once it is there, and no, I'm a constitutionalist. Once something happens, the first question I ask, is it against the Constitution? If it's not against the Constitution, then why the noise? If you don't want it, remove it from the Constitution. And if it's about the position of the government, the position of the government was to suspend it for some time. Anything it's suspended can be revisited. And so I really don't see, and you see, we are talking about the issue of national security here.
Right.
And the president is responsible for the national security of the country. But probably you've not been told everything because you don't have to. It's a need-to-know basis.
Right.
Yeah, so we've not been told everything. But I want to believe that if indeed Police Council has recommended that his contract be extended 2 years, I think there should be basis for it. It cannot be done in a vacuum or out of the blue. Certainly there will be a basis for that. So 2 years, of course, some people are saying that, okay, the man was appointed this year, right?
That's right.
And he's supposed to go this year.
This very year. He appointed in March, he turned 60 in December.
Yes, and you see, I think that is the problem we have in our system. The politicians are also not helping. Look at what happened to the Chief Justice Ullo.
In fact, Gabson made that same, I think you're both on the same wavelength this morning, because he also started with the Constitution. You also pointed that, and he says that what we do sometimes is that those who have that expertise are left on the bench for such a long time.
Yeah.
When they finally take the mantle, the time is limited.
Yeah, and you need such people when it comes to issue of security. It's not just about one person replacing the other. You need a certain level of expertise, a certain level of experience, and anyone who has known Mr. Yonu will tell you that he's one of the few police people that you can rely on in terms of operations, in terms of expertise. And so if you have such a person and you think he still has something to offer the state, and the Constitution permits that his contract can be extended, why should you let him go?
Something you said has just piqued my interest. You talk about Yohonu as an individual, and those that know him know his strength and capabilities. In that press release I just read from Emmanuel Coutin's institution, he says that now we are building strong men instead of focusing on the institution, so that if our police service is so strong that, even if IGP Yohonu does 6 months, the next person we bring is from such a solid foundation because of the institution that it really doesn't matter. We're going to have quality. What do you make of that? Is that a good point?
What is an institution without men?
Strong men and strong institution. Can we have both?
That's what I'm asking the question. An institution exists because of the men in the institution. How are you getting it? And so if you look at the man's contribution to the service over the years, and what he's capable of doing, of course, he's part of the institution. It is what they do that makes the institution strong. Are you getting the point? So I'm saying that, yes, and you always make reference to what Obama said.
That's right.
We need to build strong institutions and not strong men. And of course, you need strong men to man strong institutions. And so if you have someone who has got the experience, the expertise, and who can help, especially, I want to emphasize the issue of security. The president would have to protect his tenure and protect the whole country.
That's right.
And so if he deems it necessary that this man, given his expertise and experience, he should be there for the next 2 years, I don't think, this is one position. It is one position. You see, we have a constitution that is so sick that the president is more than 60. But the president will ask somebody to go home when the person is his age is less than the age of the president. How are you getting this?
That's right.
The Constitution doesn't put any limit on the president. But the president who's catching for the whole country, he can be there without time limit, right? But someone who's managing just a police service or judicial service or that person can be given a time that you have to go home. How are you getting that? There's something wrong with our Constitution.
Right.
And so I am saying that if the president, in his wisdom, thinks that the man's service is still needed by the states, and that the Constitution permits the president to give him the 2 years extension, and that the letter that was put forward by this administration was to suspend the extension. Once something is suspended, it can be revisited. It's only when it is terminated that it cannot be revisited. And so when we revisit that and we allow the man to, as it were, to come and continue his work for the next 2 years, and it's going to inure to the benefit of the state in terms of security, I don't see anything wrong with that, honestly speaking. I don't really see anything wrong with that.
Gaps, let me also pick your thoughts on this, because again, according to Emmanuel Coutin's release, he says that he can't even really point to anything extraordinary, anything spectacular in the last couple of months that IGP Christian Teteyohonu has really put forth.
Is he really a security analyst? Sometimes let's stop blowing hot air. I gave you classical example.
Yes.
I told you that I live in Atebubu. I'm based in Bono East. I'm now in Accra. But almost every week I go back to my constituency. I go back to my municipality. I go back to the communities. I do a lot of PTO work across the country. Sometimes when you are traveling in the night, you are very, very careful about your security situation. And in some places, they even have to let you wait in a long queue in the public transport, even before the police and the soldiers have to take you through an escort. We're in this country not too long ago when we were told that most of the banks were being attacked by armed robbery.
Indeed.
What has been the story since he took over? May I reflect a lot on so many things before I make comments. I might not like you, but if your issues are clear, I'll speak for it. You see, strong institutions, strong individuals. There are three things that build strong institutions. The human resource and the capacity of the person to show leadership is very key. The second one is the systems that you put in place and the time-tested values that that institution hold in high esteem. When you bring these three together, it builds a strong institution.
So it's a marriage, not
it's
just
a marriage of convenience. You don't pick one and lose. You don't do pick and choose. They are bedfellows. It's like Bafana from Bafana Kosroba, yeah, former or better. He has no option. And this is somebody that nobody is questioning his track record as an exceptional public servant. Nobody has ever accused him that in his public conduct, he has misconducted himself in A, B, or C. My good friend and my brother made a very clear analogy. We speak about these things. When even the Constitution says that, look, the person still have, in terms of extension, he has a contract extension of a maximum period of 5 years. First two, second two, the last one. It's this at 194. For me, we have to differentiate between two laws that manages and runs a country. As you start as a human being, your spinal cord is what is keeping you. The flesh is on the spinal cord. So there are constitutional laws and there are administrative laws. The letter written by the executive secretary was an administrative law. Yeah. It's an operational policy. It's not a constitutional law. It cannot override what is stated in the Constitution. And you see, when we are discussing this thing, we should discuss it in the context of the Constitution. You might even see that, you might even go behind the scenes and say, there are people who were eyeing that position and they were juggling for space to take over from that man. And because they didn't get it, there are people who have started piecing all around. But we are not here to talk about piecing. We are here to talk about who best fits the job and who does the president trust. And these are issues also about trust.
Yeah.
Like Dr. Dokke said, we're entering the festive season. This is not the time to be doing any upheaval of the service.
I'm just saying that it's about trust. It's about loyalty. It's about confidence. It's about who best fits their job. There were so many people who were looking for this space to sit when John was leaving. But in the wisdom of the management, they felt we were the best person to sit here. And so far, I think that you are proving beyond reasonable doubt that what men can do better.
Amen.
So for me, what we are discussing, since it does not violate any law, and you cannot say administrative policies supersede constitutional laws. Constitutional laws are superior to administrative laws. So there are two laws that runs any institution: the constitutional aspect of it and the administrative aspect of it. So the administrative laws comes to back. And you see, the state laws that it's on suspension. It's on hold.
Yeah.
That's the meaning. Just check the meaning of suspension. It means that this thing for now is on hold. They are not saying that we are doing away with it because they don't have those powers. So those who are speaking to these issues, let's talk to the parliamentarians and convince them and do an advocacy and may be able to convince majority of Ghanaians that, look, if somebody gets the age of 60, he has nothing. And sometimes, you see, he said it very nicely. We are a country full of hypocrites. We don't care if a president is even 70 years and is going to contest. We ask whether he has brains to handle the country, whether he has the strength to handle the country. We don't check about his age limit. We look at whether he has the largesse. He's able to finance his campaign. He's able to mobilize funds to do that. These are the things we look at. Capacity. Yeah. We speak about capacity. So why is it that when it comes to a presidential, somebody going for MP, somebody going for DC appointment, somebody going for assemblyman or anything that is contested, which is an electoral office, an elected office, we don't use the age limit as a barrier. So for me, I think that public service is in the public interest. Yes, there's a retirement age, which is 60, but the president has the privilege to decide whether to give you a contract extension or not. And sometimes you don't just ask for it. If you deserve it, they give it to you. If you don't deserve it, they tell them, oh, we're testing that you've served the country wherever you have gotten to this. And these same people, when they even leave the country, we use them, we send them, they go outside or they run other errands for us in the country. And they still contribute. When there's a discussion on a public discourse, even in their retirement, we call them to come and share experience. Then that experience is there. We don't need it.
Certainly. Gamson, thank you for your thoughts. Well, I'll let you have the final wrap on this so we can move on to our next conversation.
I know Emma is a good friend.
Yes.
But I disagree with him when he said he has never seen that since the man came to office, he's come up with any transformative policy or something like that. Of course, if you enter into an institution and there are problems there, you solve the problems before you come out with your own, your own vision. Of course, we all know that police service at a point in time, there were a lot of chaotic situations in the service. And so if you go and there's nothing to change, do you have to change because there's a new person in town? How are you getting it? If the structures are good, but those managing the structures were not doing properly, the new person must just make sure that the structures work properly. It doesn't mean you should introduce something new to know that there's a new guy in town. So I disagree with Ima on that score. That because there should be basis, and if according to Ima, the basis should be that he's come up with something new, some transformative policy, and it's unnecessary because the police has structures and systems. It's human being that manages the structures and systems. So if at a point in time those structures and systems were not being managed properly, the new person that has come would have to focus on making sure that the structures and the system are properly managed. In fact,
one might even argue that is transformative enough. If you come and meet a broken system and you're able to now make sure it's revived and it's energetic, you're doing the right thing.
It's not just about you introducing something new. That doesn't make you a good leader. Of course, if you come quickly and introduce something new, because let me tell you, the police service has a lot of problems. I live just opposite police station. I was born just opposite police station. All my life, I lived opposite police station.
Are you still opposite a police station?
No.
I was going to say then be measured because they are listening to you.
So for example, Dampari,
they can't do focal.
When Dampari became district commander, Kepus, I was his friend. I mean, that time I was a presiding member of the assembly.
Okay.
And so we were friends. Dampari, I remember sad story. One of his boys, Achana, used his car. He had an accident with Dampari's car and then died. And so we were. But I mean, let's say it as it is. I don't see anything wrong with what if the president gives him the green light, I don't see anything wrong with it. I don't think it's something that should be belabored in the media.
Gentlemen, thank you for your thoughts. We'll pause now for a very quick break. When we come back, we'll get into our second topic for the morning. This is still 3FM Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
Mega 60% discount.
.7 3FM. 92.7 3FM. 92.7 3FM. 92.7 3FM. 92.7 3 FM. 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 92.7 3 FM.
92.7. We're segueing into our second conversation this morning, but I do still have in the studio Ebo Bachman, Deputy Director of Communication for the United Party. I'm also still joined in the studio by Mr. Gabson Kofi Raphael, General Secretary, National Council of Parent-Teacher Association. If you've seen our flyer this morning, we're talking religious practices and our educational institutions. Now, this particular topic has taken center stage online and offline as well. Now, there's been somewhat term controversy as far as institutions, educational institutions are concerned, and religious practices. The West Eagles High School, that's my alma mater, we've been in the news for some interesting happenings which concern the right to practice one's particular religion in an institution that already has its practices in place. Now, Gabson is here. We're going to project onto the screen a press release or a statement. We'll put that up on the screen right about now and take a quick look at what exactly the National Council of Parent and Teacher Association has to say about this. It's a fairly lengthy one. Gabson, shall I allow you to just give us the redacted information so we can get into the conversation?
Whichever way you want it to go.
All right. Give us a summary of what exactly this press statement is saying.
First of all, thank you for this opportunity. The National Council of Parent Association, we condemn religious discrimination in public schools, and we call for a constitutionally inclusive educational environment. We have grown as a country, and then everything about this constitution talks about how we can live together as brothers and sisters. We do not doubt the fact that schools have founders. Some of the schools were started by missionaries, some were started by religious groups, some were started by communities. But the schools have grown and they've changed in nomenclature. They've changed in their architecture. They've changed in their founding mechanism. They've changed in the way it used to be. I went to Boko Presby School. I had my basic school in Boko Presby School, one of the best schools in the Boko municipality. I had my secondary education at Boko Secondary School. I had my tertiary education, my teacher at St. John Bosco's College of Education in Navrongo. And I went back, TATCO, UCC, and so I've had a blend of both public schools that are some founded by missions, some to distance. But you see, where we are as a country, we must understand one thing that governs us. Nobody is bigger than this document. It's a painful reality we find ourselves in. The Constitution of the Republic of Ghana says that schools are public entities. And as public servants, we must uphold the supremacy of the Constitution of Ghana. And as stated in Article 1(2), it says that this Constitution must be the supreme law of Ghana, and any other law found to be inconsistent with any provisions of this Constitution shall, to the extent of the inconsistency, be void. So, if there is a school policy that people are not raising issues about it, it can work. But as far as people raise issues about it, and that has to do with their faith, their practices, and anything that has been done affects those people's faith and practices, and those people are accepted into the school, we must be able to allow space for us to tolerate all those groups within the school space. So we are saying that there's a constitutional and legal imperative that guides all of us, that as public schools and private schools at the pre-tertiary level, that is KG, primary, junior high, senior high school, people are talking about Wesley Girls, Tema Secondary School. We are looking beyond that. Right. If there are schools that are also Islamic schools, that also have similarity issues, let's treat these issues straight as it is. Because as far as my child gets into a school, the school is supposed to, first of all, train the child to be disciplined, train the child to become academically far better than how we brought him into the school, make sure that the child does not become a social misfit. So if you go to a school, and that school was established by probably a church or a faith-based organization, and they have their culture in that school, the things that you can follow within that culture, you have to follow. But it should not deny you access to practice your faith. This is what we are speaking about. So we are saying that we believe that such schools which are lightly founded and patronized by the government and parents cannot privilege one religion over others, hence must provide egalitarian leadership. Anybody who practices egalitarian leadership understands that there is diversity in opinion, but at the end of the day, let's tolerate and make sure that we can live in peace and we can create a conducive environment for teaching and learning to foster. We sit in this room, look at the shirt he wears, look at what I wear, look at what we wear. It shows the difference of opinion, but there are rules of engagement. You are in charge within a policy that does not affect the general architecture of how we regulate this space here. So we are saying that we should look at it from that perspective. We are also saying that when you suppress the practice of a minority faith, it can only be done under one condition. When you read Article 14(1)(e) of the 1992 Constitution, it says that exceptions are granted for the purpose of educational or welfare of a person who has not attained the age of 18 years. Right. And even that one, it goes further. If you go back and you look at the spirit and letter of that discussion, it speaks to the fact that said limitation must be applied narrowly, reasonably, and in a genuine interest of the child's welfare, and not as a justification of doctrinal or religious preferences. So whether it is a school founded by a religious group, whether a Muslim community-founded school or a Christian community-founded school, a school that is founded by the community, when people have the right to practice their faith, and you do anything that undermines that person, makes that person look inferior, it is against the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. So when you go further, we also say that we should enforce rules we should not enforce rules rooted in a specific religious doctrine against students who do not share that faith, as all such actions violate Article 12 of the 1992 Constitution, Article 17 of the 1992 Constitution, and Article 21(1)(c) of the Constitution of Ghana, which guarantees the protection of fundamental human rights and freedoms, non-discrimination, and freedom of religion of all persons. So we are, from this perspective, speaking out to say that, look, we all respect traditions and educational heritage. That is why the name of the school is Wesley. It's enough to show that there is a particular religious denomination which is contributing to the development of education in Ghana.
Right.
And for that matter, their name is on the school. But those days that they decide how my people should pay school fees, they decide who should take the monies, they decide where the money should be lodged in which account, it's gone. Times have changed. So the circumstances that we find ourselves in, we must abide by those conditions.
Right.
So we are saying that as a primary custodian of children's welfare, as the PTAs, we parents, we play an indispensable role in ensuring a safe and inclusive and constitutional compliant school environment. Under the Pre-Tertiary Education Act 2020, Act 1049, parents are recognized as essential stakeholders in educational governance, and their input is central in shaping school policies, monitoring disciplinary systems, and safeguarding students' rights. So we as parents feel that if school management committees, the PTA school and then the boss, which are a vital mechanism for enhancing transparency, accountability, and respect for diversity within schools, if we want to allow these things to happen, there will be chaos in the schools. It is little things that gathers momentum and it creates issues within the school space. So these are issues that we don't think that we should even give it that space to be discussing it at this level. But you see, when an issue comes and we are discussing, we discuss it from the perspective of our egos, from perspective of our emotions.
Right.
We don't discuss it from the perspective of law.
Is that what you're seeing in this particular
discussion? That is
discussion?
the whole issue. Because I have seen, excuse my language, and pardon me, the extremism in the system. You have Christians who are extremists. You have Muslims who are extremists. And you have other religions who are extremists. If it's not our way, no any other person's way. But the schools are called public schools. And the public discourse, the public interest must guide these discussions. I have seen press statements from the Christian Council and the Catholic Bishops' Conference. But in all their press statements, they've not been able to quote any provisions of this constitution.
What would you say those press releases are rooted in?
They are just rooted in time-tested, long-value, cherished traditions. And I will keep on saying that for us, we will plead that traditions must therefore operate within the bounds of constitutional requirements and must not be used to justify discriminatory practices in state-founded schools. The schools are largely founded by the state. If I say the state, I'm not talking about government.
Talking about you and I.
The state incorporates the government. That's why the schools are called government-assisted. They are not fully government-sponsored. But government has a role it plays. Maybe government takes about 60-70% chunk of the investment. The parents, the old student bodies contribute about 20-30 to 40%, depending on the narrative. Then, other stakeholders, sometimes you are there, the church says, oh, our school, we are doing annual harvest, we want to go back and paint some of our buildings, or want to probably construct additional new classroom block or whatever not. So these are the realities of the times that we find ourselves in. And for me, as a Christian, I will not speak to these issues from the perspective that I'm a Christian or I believe in the Bible. In fact, the Bible preaches that we should create environments that foster peace and peaceful coexistence with other faiths.
Right.
And for that matter, that is why where we have gotten to as a country, we need to allow our egos, whether you are a Muslim, somebody mentioned, when I was coming, somebody wrote something about Tia Ahmadiyya. And speaking, I said, look, it's all wrong. If indeed those things are happening in those schools, I can't speak it out because I don't have any statement of fact to back it. It's somebody's opinion. They are wrong. If yesterday they were doing those things and nobody was speaking about it, and today people have seen that with the advent of social media and knowledge base has broadened and people have become wide awake of their rights and responsibilities. Right. We think that together as a country, we should be able to look at this issue. So yesterday, somebody sent a message that, the Minister of Education was speaking because he was a Muslim. I beg to differ. He's a minister of state. He swore by an oath called the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. This was what he said he would defend. Are you getting it? So the issue that we are discussing within this perspective.
Right.
We have seen Muslims who have married Christians. We have seen Christians who have married Muslims, and they're able to live peaceful coexistence. So this is the level that we should be able to go. And we have professed some solutions that we think that we should look at these things and solve. Whether I get the opportunity, probably I'll speak to those issues.
We'll speak to that, but I want to pick Abel's thoughts. But as a constitutionalist, I don't think I have to think too far about where it is that you'll be coming from in this conversation. Have you monitored this discussion? It's been laced with, as Gabson says, maybe some ego, a lot of emotion, and it seems to be steeped in, what we call tradition. It's like we've always done it this way, so why should we rock the boat? But for those who say it's time for change, they say, well, other schools have been able to do this for many years, to have all the students coexist, whatever religious practice that it is that they indulge in. But with some particular schools, there seems to be that intolerance, especially moving forward.
You see, this issue, this is whatever I'm going to say. It's not a position of my political party. When it comes to the issue of faith. Okay. And when it's about the Constitution, I take an individual stance. That's my personal position, and it's not. I'm not representing any other person's position. I went to St. Augustine's College. So you listen to the name, St. Augustine's College. On campus, we had a place where Muslims were praying. Some of my mates, some of my friends were Muslims. So you see them, they go and pray. Those who go to mass will go to mass and all that. So I'm really shocked that this is an issue, honestly, because I lived it on campus. You had a place, and if you go to Ogasco, it is there. You had a place of prayers. They go and pray there. Of course, we don't have mosque there, but they have a place they can pray. Are you getting it? Are you getting it? And I think we should replicate this across. I don't think it should be a problem.
Did it take anything away from the learning experience?
What was prevailing and what is prevailing in Ogasco has not changed the identity of the school. The school identity is intact, yet others have also had opportunity to practice their faith. I think it is something that has to be done across board. It shouldn't be a problem. You see, there has to be a place for them in the school. You see, there could be limits as to what you can do on campus in relative to the practicing of your faith. There could be limits. But to deny someone completely that will not be allowed to practice your faith here, for me, it shouldn't be tolerated. We don't have to encourage that. So I believe that just as I experienced it and I lived it, and I had most of my friends, they will go and come. When they are going, they will change into their whatever. And our time to I went to Ogasco as a sixth former. I did my first degree, O-level at Ghana National College. Then did my sixth form at St. Augustine's College. National 2, we had similar situation there. People were having time to pray. So I don't think it should be a problem. I don't see why this has generated the kind of controversy it has. But for me, there should be an agreement. If you do, there should be do's and don'ts. You can practice your religion, but you can't do, because there's an aspect of every religion that can be nuisance. Are you getting it? So where there's no intersection, or where, are you getting it? You can let those one pass. But for example,
there are no conflicts.
Yeah,
stuff.
So I really personally, I don't think it is something that should be handled the way it is being handled. And the lawyers are going constitution. The school, the old students and other, and the churches are also going faith.
That's right. How do we meet in the middle?
There has to be a balance. And I'm saying that Ogasco is a typical example. I don't know of Infantipim, because Infantipim is also at a Methodist school. I don't know of Infantipim, but I can speak of Ogasco because my friends, because we will live together, we were in the same house, and they were Muslims. They would Charlie, I'm going to pray and come.
Right.
We'll go and pray and come.
Interestingly, whilst this discussion has been going on, and I was monitoring on X, other persons would come and give an example. Somebody said, at Pope John's, we used to do it this way. We had that intersection, and it really took away nothing. And some people are actually quite surprised that in other schools, they didn't have that sort of religious harmony that didn't take away from the identity of the school, which I think is an important thing to mention.
Yeah, but you see, one thing we also need to watch. You see, that's why we are saying that we can give a limit as to how far one can go with a practice on campus. I mean, imagine a traditionalist who feels that today I have to put on powder and go to class with it because that is how I practice my faith. Or on campus, I will put on powder. I will do some.
That is unacceptable.
Are you getting it? So that's what I'm saying.
Those are exceptions.
Yes.
And the Constitution provides clear rules for exceptions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, that there has to be a limit as to how far.
Article 14(1)(e).
Yeah, so if you see, the point is that there has to be, in the school, there has to be.
No, there's a code of conduct for students.
Yeah, I mean, is it possible?
Yes, I'm saying that. It has
been with us from.
Yeah. So the school itself has code of conduct. Okay, beyond the code of conduct, if you're also practicing your faith, you should know the extent you can go. Are you getting it?
Some discretion has to be put on all of us. Limits.
Yes, so that so
nobody becomes an extremist.
You see, when it comes to religion, I don't have problem because I don't have problem with what you believe.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I don't have problem with what anyone believes in. It is personal decision, because we've been told that there will be consequences of what we do. So, so if you say, I'm a Muslim, I'm a Christian, I'm a traditionalist, I'm a Hindu, I'm a Buddhist, let's allow everybody to practice, because faith is different from what we need to divorce faith from our daily lives or our relationships and our friendships, because it's a separate thing altogether. I don't have to hate you because of your faith.
Right.
Are you getting? You're a human being. I'm a human being. I need to love you because you are a human being. But when it comes to the issue of faith, it's a different ball game altogether. So you can be my best friend, but you don't practice the same faith. That shouldn't be a problem. Some of my friends, my best friends, are not Christians. I'm a Christian. And we get on well. If you go to Cape Coast, let me tell you, if you go to Cape Coast, when I was doing politics in those days, my stronghold was the Cape Coast Zongo. Kotakraba Zongo. That is where I had my support. I mean, if people who would do whatever to protect me or to support me were the Zongo guys. Are you getting it? And I still keep those friendships. I still keep those relationships. So I'm saying that, fine, Ogasco is a typical example. We did it there, and we coexisted peacefully on campus. And I think it should be possible for this to be done across board. And I don't think it should be a problem.
Absolutely. Well, Gabson, I only have 2 minutes to go. You say there are some recommendations that have been put forth. We'd like to hear it.
That's what we call call to action.
Okay.
We believe that to address these issues in the BAD, we propose the following. Review of school policies. We should not allow each school to have their own policies. There should be a unified policy for all public schools. Are you getting it? Where we do stakeholder engagement and together come out to see that whatever we are putting out there doesn't flout any provisions of this constitution. So we should review school policies. So we urge the Ministry of Education to lead the way in bringing all stakeholders together to do that. We also believe in training for school administrators, teachers, and other stakeholders. If all these people are trained, board members, PTA leaders, school management committees, they undergo continuous rigorous training on constitutional literacy. So people speak, they don't even know what is in the Constitution. And all they know is that it's their Bible, it's their Quran, or whatever has been passed on to them. This is our culture. They don't look whether what they were doing, whether it was at variance with the provision in the Constitution. You see, some of these schools were established when this Constitution had not even come into force.
That's right.
They were established when we're using the first Constitution or the second Constitution or maybe colonial era. So things have changed. Are you getting it? And every human being is a product of his environment.
Gabson, let me ask this question. I have mentioned Ogasco, for example. And I want to know, you see, if, for example, in the Christian schools, it is allowed, but in other schools, like other faith schools, it's not allowed. That is where it's going to.
That's what I'm saying. That's
where it's going to.
We are speaking to this issue not only because the lens or the microscope is on Wesley girls and Tema, because I've seen your colleague media with City, Omaro Sanda. I've heard him speak. He has written a lot of things. I read. I said, no, these things are wrong. You understand? So we are saying that is why we are speaking for all. We are not speaking to exceptions. We are saying that these are not issues about Wesley girls, St. Augustine, blah, blah, blah. It's an issue about if we are discussing public schools, then there should be a policy that should be encompassing for all public schools.
All right.
Because
that is our stand on this.
Because, for example, my child, I can find myself in an area or in a community where my child can only go to a Muslim school or Islamic school.
Yes, and they also have to.
What kind of treatment is it going to be given in terms of?
They have to embrace the change. That's what we are saying. That I mentioned that somebody mentioned Tia Ahmadiyya, and I said, look, I don't have any facts to back it, but we are not speaking to Christian faith-based institutions only. We are speaking to any school that is established in the public interest. The public interest must guide the conduct. So we are saying that when these discussions are being done, it's important we acknowledge diversity, inclusion, discipline, and tolerance. If we're able to put these four things into the nomenclature of taking that decision, it will help us. Student engagement. The students themselves must be engaged to also see that they are part of the decision making. And then community engagement.
Right.
We also need to engage. And then the last one is enforcement and compliance. Sometimes we have a whole lot of laws. There's policies lying down, but compliance and enforcement doesn't work. So if we do these things and before they give you the form as a public servant, as the headmaster of a school or a teacher in the school, you read this and you sign that bond and you go contrary, you should crack the whip. When we do that, things will be smooth and we'll have a very peaceful country. And we'll not spend quality time discussing this. We'll discuss other things that are in the school that is not making it easy for progress in terms of teaching and learning.
Certainly, gentlemen, they say time flies when you're having fun. Thank you so much for your time and your expert perspectives this morning. Gabson Ebo, do have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful morning. Gabson, it's time for that heavy breakfast you mentioned. What is it? Fufu, banku, kenke? What's going on this morning?
We'll do that with you when we leave.
Certainly, time check. It is some 3 minutes until we have to step out of the studio, and we'll be getting into some quick messages and also your birthdays. Adama.